You're on camera. Say something.
Last night and night before, there was 3 women walking down the street that way. I saw them. I said, hey, you 3 women, why are y'all walking down the street that way? There's nothing down there. And they flew away. I said, oh, them were some birds.
It's gonna take a lot to flip this line around. More than cutting Laura into a different mood. I miss the rains down in Freaka. Gonna take some time to be honest too. We remember it's your voice.
The title said Part 1, that means there's at least a Part 2.
We can't allow that to happen.
Call the accountant.
Helicopter, helicopter. Helicopter, helicopter.
16 hours earlier.
That's why I spent
$522 million.
on this burnt and twisted lump of
90s nostalgia.
because it reminds me of what really matters. This is the true heart of
Power Rangers.
boy. This is my religion. You don't know how many times I've seen that same cow-eyed, sad-as-and-so look of disbelief. Every
SPD fan.
looks exactly as you do now. I won't bother proving it to you. Are you ready to make more money in 1 year than
Jason David Frank.
he made in his whole life? Are you ready to become a real
Power Ranger reviewer.
then sign that contract?
Dude, it was just a 10-minute video. Right now. Probably. Maybe. Damn. I didn't think they'd be able to find me all the way up here at the Arctic base. Gave up that life. I put it behind me, all right? I sound like I'm talking about alcohol, right? Like I had an alcohol problem. But yeah, I wrote fan fiction and I deleted it all. Don't try to go find it. You don't need to know what was going on in my 14-year-old brain.
Yeah. It's me, Jarrell the Dawn, baby. From the house of L to the house of hoes. Got a little mission for you, son. Listen close. Yo, Cal, you my legacy, my flesh, my clone. Now go to Earth and make that planet your home. But don't just save them, breed them, feel me? Flying smooth, make them cry, oh really? You got strength of 10 men, game like Zeus. Cape in the wind in the tight blue suit. Ain't no villain that could block your aim, so why not drop seeds and lock the game? Son, this biology ain't no fluke. You a walking god, now execute. Make super babies, fill the charts. I ain't die for you to chase no heart. Smash them all, Cal, plant that name. From farm girls to queens, it's all the same. Be the daddy of earth, the prime L spawn. Spread house of L till the break of dawn. Breed them up, Cal, breed them fast. Legacy's fire, gotta make it last. Don't fight fate, be the stud I plan. I'm watching from stars with the master hand. Lex got tech, Bruce got cash, but you got genes that'll outlive Flash. You ain't here just to punch and fly. You here to make them babies cry. He my guy. Tell Lois Lane she the first in line, but don't act shy when it's overtime. I built the fortress, now make it a crib for 20 little supers in a rocket ship fridge. You ain't just Cal, you the seed of fate. Gotta repopulate, dominate, create. Go on, my son, be the myth, the man. Smash 'em respectfully, that's the plan. Smash 'em all, Cal, plant that name. From farm girls to queens, it's all the same. Be the daddy of earth, the prime L spawn. Spread House of L till the break of dawn. Breed 'em up, Cal, breed 'em fast. Legacy's fire, gotta make it last. Don't fight fate, be the stud I plan. I'm watching from stars with the master hand. House of L, baby. From Krypton's ashes to Earth's backseat. Do it for your daddy. In the multiverse, you heard?
Pepsi Man, Pepsi Man, Pepsi Man, go go RX. Pepsi Man, Pepsi Man, go go RX. Pepsi Man, Pepsi Pepsi, Pepsi Man, RX.
I'm Captain Lou Albano talking to you about drugs. Kids, don't be afraid to say no. Anyone that asks you to use drugs is not your friend. Drugs can and will kill. Remember, don't be afraid to turn to your priest, your rabbi, your minister, your moms, your dads, your teachers, because drugs can kill. And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please.
They're coming for the future, saying it's for the kid. But every word you whisper goes on a record list. Screens are watching faces, names behind the glass. They're saying it's protection, but freedom's fading fast. And I won't be the one to sit in line while they barcode every blink of my eye. Call it safety, but it smells like control. You can't save a soul by killing the soul.
I'm just a man in a bat costume that frightens superstitious criminals in the night. I don't know how to fight a world government, but I'm going to learn. The world has changed overnight. No use losing any sleep over it. We have a lot to do.
Go winner, number one. Go winner, number one. Go winner, number one. Go winner, number one. 夜が明けりゃまた仙沢で夢と誇り抱えてジャンプアップ国家への意志で道を開け線の壁も一撃でスマッシュ意味はファイター誰のものでもない光を今手に入れろ手に入れろ Hey Hey つかめナンバーワンリングの上で輝け Hey Hey うなれナンバーワン誇り高き炎よ Go Winner Go Winner Go 立ち上がれナンバーワン絶対ゼロワン
So we learned something pretty neat over the weekend that there is competitive tag. Believe it or not, there's competitive tag. Here to help me witness the greatness of this is the lovely Miss Nerdigans.
Almost anything is competitive nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like there's competitive grocery shopping returning now. I noticed that Germany's tried that, so we'll see how this goes though. This looks like a good way to like, like collapse your collarbone. But here we go. And as you can see, red guy is trying to evade gray guy. Gray guy is on him though. And I feel like they should train police like this, This should be like mandatory police training.
Oh
Look
my
at this.
God.
This is a great way to collapse your collarbone. Oh, he made it to the place that turned the lights red. That means he wins, I think. I think he won a car or a Yamaha keyboard. I'm not sure. But
Or competitive cowboys and Indians. Well, no, that's
a return to competition, one might say. Beaky Gamer says, this is crazy. What a world. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty nuts. As you can see with the thumbnail, the governments of the world have decided that you might not be able to watch this stream. So who knows if you have a license or not, that is, if you have a license to watch streams. Sakuramita says, hello, everyone. Well, hello to you, too. And, well, now that we're like bounding into Power Rangers now, we might as well.
Bounding into Sentai.
Yeah, pretty much bounding into people who wear spandex and helmets, but it might be a bit long. We'll have to work on it. But wanted to bring this up. So to preface this, what you're looking at is not the reboot, okay? This is not the reboot. Can't stress that enough. What you're looking at are props and actors, whichever ones you'd like to assign that to. You're looking at props and actors from a YouTube series called Ninja Kids. Now, Ninja Kids is a like physical challenges and educational program. Now, it educates kids on how to be ninjas. However, it's not like how to slit a throat of your enemy in the middle of the night, even though you're 4 feet tall. It's not that. It's guising physical challenges and being like, limber with your body movements and some mixed martial arts in like, learn how to be a ninja, kids. And so for whatever reason, on the 32nd anniversary of Power Rangers, I don't know why now is the time, Ninja Kids has decided to collaborate with the Power Rangers brand and bring to life a collaboration called Ninja Kids versus Power Rangers Reignition. That's what it's called. And, again, it's one of those, you remember Power Rangers? You guys remember Power Rangers? Do you remember Power Rangers? Do you remember Power Rangers, dude? Do you remember Power Rangers? And it's very annoying. But these suits are based off the designs from Toku J. I'll show you his official designs in just a minute here, but these are how they were realized. Now, as you can see, these aren't just like one-off episode suits. It's why it's been throwing people quite a bit with this particular, like, hey, this isn't like a 10-second interlude clip of the Power Rangers showing up in Ninja Kids to like push a product. There's some actual chutzpah behind this. What's the deal? Now, you'll notice immediately that this man is not wearing an athletic cup. I'm going to say that was probably the biggest error with this costume design. Like, you're working around kids, man. Come on. Like, give him a cup. He's wearing spandex. What do you want him to do? Like, this is awful. Like, the first time I saw this picture, I was like, you can't. The guy wearing this suit must be so goddamn embarrassed.
I feel bad for him.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. This went everywhere, man. Like, every outlet was talking about this. And I'm like, oh no, this poor guy. But anyway, you can see that it has like an ultra textured diamond here, like kind of like the Superman suit had like the teeny tiny little Superman S's engraved on him because Zack Snyder was neurotic like that. And these decided to do that. Now, again, this is very confusing because like, why are they putting this much effort into a suit that's only supposed to be part of a YouTube series for kids learning how to like high kick and not throw their back out doing it, Like that's through a YouTube video. Okay, so a lot of people are kind of confused over like, what is the quality of this? Why are they pushing this so hard when it's not supposed to be a whole independent program by itself? It's unclear how long this particular web series is going to run with the Ninja Kids collaborating with the Power Rangers. We're not even sure if it's going to be anything that's like an actual procedural drama or anything like that. It could be just scenes intermingled with, do you remember Most Extreme Elimination Challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be that, but with Power Rangers. You know, we don't know what they're doing with this, but the elaborate nature of the costumes is really throwing people off. Now, for clarification, I do want to make sure that we have the view of Toku J's designs. You can immediately see the similarities. The ultra textured nature of things, the embossed symbology into the diamond where you can't see it until the light hits it. And of course, diamonds. In the Ninja Kids version, the diamond on the arms and shins are not filled in. That's just about the only difference aside from the colors.
I could see that. But it's interesting that they're putting and you know what? It's not just this though, but we've seen a lot of web shows, like YouTube shows, put in a lot of effort, a lot more effort than Hollywood has, if you think about it.
This is why it's throwing people, because like, you know, look at the Blue Ranger, for goodness sakes. This guy was at least smart enough to squat while people were taking pictures of him so he could, you know, make sure that his business does not become everyone's. But as you can see, like there's the same kind of detail is involved with this. He's got the same textured suit, same textured diamond going on, same new mouthpiece that doesn't have the lips inside of it, you know. And then again, we get a close up of the suit on the guy, and he's, you know, wearing it. Thankfully, he was aware he was going to be on camera. And now this is the strange one that threw me. What do you notice that isn't typical about usual Mighty Morphin revitalizations?
Well, the White Ranger is there for one thing.
Exactly, the White Ranger is there, and I was like, what? So this is where I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, so Jason David Frank is most associated with the Green Ranger. Most people didn't make it to the White Ranger. They made it to Tommy having the green with evil sword there, the sword of evil, and then he was like, rah! And then they were like, well, this is the coolest shit I'm ever going to see. I'm never going to see anything as cool as this. Bye. And they never watched another episode again. So this is what I'm thinking, is they're like trying to divorce Tommy from the White Ranger, because this is a whole new cast. They're not trying to do... see if I can go find that picture again. I buried it now. There it is. So this is a whole new cast. Like, let me just zoom in so we can see for sure. Everybody can see. This is a whole new cast. That's not Jason. That's not Billy. That's not Zach. That's not Trini. That's not Kimberly. Those are their names, I'm sure, but that's not the original arrangement. So my guess is whoever Tommy is going to be yet again another person. So they're at least being bold enough to set forward and say, like, okay, so we're going to try and divorce Jason David Frank from the White Ranger.
That's going to be really hard to do.
Probably not as hard as the Green Ranger, because admittedly, that's kind of his like one-to-one thing. Even he wore that into like his MMA career with spiking his hair and dyeing that portion of it green. That was his whole identity. Well, and Hibiki Gamer says, I do love Power Rangers, but I love Super Sentai instead. Well, absolutely. I mean, that's perfectly fine to like that. That's the thing, is that Power Rangers is stuck on Mighty Morphin. This is why it's a big sticking point for me that there's the White Ranger here and not the green one. Because this is a massive, it doesn't look like it, but it's a massive divergence from the usual, let's reboot Mighty Morphin again, guys. Because usually they don't get as far as the Green Ranger.
It's just, it's so frustrating, man. And then let's be real, like the majority of our generation, from at least what I've seen, a lot of them have already like moved on to Sentai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're into people wearing helmets and doing kung fu and beating up dudes in rubber, that's a well-tread genre in Japan. And so you don't have to like look very far, and you'll find, you know, all you need and then some that doesn't have to deal with Angel Grove and 5 Teenagers with Attitude. Now, Goldar is admittedly looking a bit scrawnier than I remember him. But,
Yeah, he doesn't look. He could use some roids.
This must be vegan Goldar. I'm gonna guess this is vegan Goldar.
It's better than the 2017 Goldar.
Yeah, that monstrosity thing they were trying to pass off.
Yeah, this looks like a bad cosplay.
You know, it's a scrawny math kid trying to pull it off. You know,
I will say though,
effort.
the face looks good though.
Yeah,
it's from the
they nailed
neck
that.
down that looks bad.
It's probably an animatronic, is the thing. It's probably an animatronic.
There's better animatronics than this.
Sure.
You could get like a monster animatronic from like say Spirit Halloween, and then like dress it up and make it look like Goldar with like better like cosplay.
So here we have them doing some stunts.
Oh, I can't get over that red. Oh, it looks so bad for Goldar. Oh,
It's rough. It looks like a guy wearing a
jarring.
t-shirt. Yeah,
So
it's pretty
jarring.
weird. And then we got them just wandering around like, what's up? I'm Derek. I am the Yellow Ranger for right now. Excuse that that's a girl, but that's what I do. I'm Derek, the stunt guy. You know? But is a woman inside of it? No, that's definitely a dude, but probably, you know, a teenager. You know, again, like I don't gather that this is supposed to be like a full-on television series. It could be, but it could be like made up of the cast of Ninja Kids. I don't know. I can't. It's all speculation at the moment because the only thing that we know is that Ninja Kids and Power Rangers Reignition, which is the name of the toy line, are crossing over. So it's very difficult to like get a read on this. So, but that's again, it's all up in the air. One of the things that was pretty nice about this was that it is Tokujei's designs. That at least demonstrates that Hasbro isn't so far up their own ass that they won't approve a third-party design, even if it's from a fan. So I don't know if they'll make figurines of this team or not. I don't know what the deal is with Ninja Kids, if this is even meant to be like part of the Hasbro offering or not. But it at least demonstrates that somebody in the licensing office doesn't have their head up their ass.
That's very true.
But I do want to bring your attention to the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Oh, wait, I should check the chat. Hold on. Hibiki Gamer asks, what color was Goldar armor suit in the old Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
It was gold. It was gold, but I think like underneath the armor, if I remember correctly, it was more of like a navy blue, like the skin to kind of match it, but you didn't really see it. It was mostly gold.
Yeah. I think here it is. Here's a good one. It's like from a trading card or something. I don't know. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was like gold, but maybe like black, bluish. Yeah.
Yeah, it was black. It was meant to be black. This is from the movie even. So this is when they had like their choice to determine it. There is red in the original Goldar suit, as you can see right here.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of red to kind of like go with the eyes.
I'm just trying to. My gosh, there's been so many redesigns of this character. It's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, come on. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't have my Goldar pictures built up. Anyway, there is. There we go. This is gonna have to be good enough. Another microscopic picture. This is the original suit. There is red present in the original suit, and it's pretty present, and especially in the torso. I understand the decision they were making, but it just looks terrible. It's like t-shirt.
It looks
material.
it's way too bright too, like compared to that red, which is a little bit more like beat up, and you could tell like it's more like worn out. You know what I mean? It's more grungy.
Well, yeah, I got Zipids M. Lee here says Power Rangers is so easy to do, yet they refuse to do it. It's simply because they have to do it. That's why, and they hate to do it. When you ask people to do something, they hate it. You know, they absolutely hate it. Yeah, the the suits that are made for the Ninja Kids offering they're good, but they are they're clearly meant for activity. You can see the difference in material and stuff like that. They're clearly meant to be like doing stuff in. So I expect more in-suit stuff to be happening with these guys than we're usually seeing with them. Like in Super Sentai, they'll hit trampoline and you see them jump over the top of the camera and you go, whoa, they went really high in the air. And really, it was just a guy holding a camera while he was laying on his back and they just flipped over the top of him using a trampoline. That was it. So it wasn't anything miracle. But now they've got these people here that appear to be like very experienced stunt professionals. So it looks like in and out of the suit will be the same people. And my belief is why these are different materials. You see so much of this is that they needed to be able to move in really dynamic ways. And the gloves don't allow that. And the boots don't allow that. So that's why they went with this different design for the separate shoes and the separate gloves from the forearms and shin pieces. It also looks more ninja-y as well. So, oh, that's what they're gonna do. That's weird. No, that's not right. I was just thinking they were gonna do the Ninjetti. If you remember the Ninjetti.
Yeah.
That was when we had the questionable moment of putting Tommy in a white robes with tiny eyes. I don't know if you guys remember this, but even now I have that, I have that uh-oh moment when you see Tommy there. I don't know how they got away with this. But I was thinking they were going to go with an Ninjetti, but those are completely different animals. There would be no Tyrannosaurus Rex on their chest. That would be an ape. And the blue one would have a wolf. So that they're not doing an Ninjetti. This is such a weird... This is the hamstringing problem with Mighty Morphin is, as I said, the people that buy this material the most made it as far as episode 22. They didn't make it to the White Rangers showing up. They didn't make it to the Ninjetti. They didn't make it to the Thunder Zords. They made it as far as Tommy is evil. And they were like, this is the coolest thing ever. Bye. And that was it. And it's so hard to sell to these people because they're just like, oh, I don't remember that. This doesn't have anything to do with that guy in the tube. This is stupid. So, Zipids here says, well, toys and merch are tricky. It ebbs and flows between production runs. It's the shows and films that are easy to do. I don't know why they don't just make movies. You have to look at like the way media is absorbed now. Making a series is just like, it's glorification for a big, long story. Power Rangers doesn't have a big, long story. When you zoom out of the season, when you condense what happens in the season down and take out all the filler, it might be a movie and a half, a feature-length movie and a half over what the usual 25 episode run before everything got shortened. So you could really just make 2 movies a year and tell the story and then just collect all the streaming replays and stuff like that as the movies played at like daycares. So this is what they don't think about that. They're stuck on the 1993 model. Well, we got to have a full season or else the kids will forget about it. No. Like there's so many of these dumb little CGI movies that people make with their own like Unity assets and their like basement recording studio that their family's kind enough to help them make like their own little project with. Those are all over YouTube and they have millions of replays because parents turn them on and they're not like some satanic fucking ritual. They're just normal, sort of well done children's programming in hideous CGI like the original VeggieTales was. And they just put them on loop. And the kids just have that on in the background while they're playing with their little toys in the daycare or whatever. It's all over YouTube. And Hasbro's like, no, we got to make a whole goddamn series and everything because children. In the age of TikTok, really, you're gonna expect these kids to get through an 8-episode season, even? Really?
I hate TikTok. That thing is like pure brain rot.
The Grand Wizard of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah. Nailed it. Yeah. Kirby says, that's either Power Rangers dressed as ninja or the KKK is color coding these days. Yeah, they have the red division.
KKK.
They have the red division. They specialize in hating Indians, both kinds. You wouldn't expect that. It's like being ambidextrous.
Oh
The super racists.
my god. So the yellow would be for Asians. The pink would be for what? For gays?
Sure. Why not? Take it away, Go ahead, you start naming the hatred specialties.
What would be the blue for then?
Well, I would assume the Black Ranger would be a black guy that hates white people, right? It's like the racism Rangers, so they're all racist, right? So the blue guy would be like an Asian guy that hates white guys.
No, yellow's for Asians. Like
Right.
blue would,
So that
blue
one
would be
hates
for-
Asians.
No, and then blue would be for would be anti-Semitic. Then you'd have
Oh,
red
right,
be
because of
for-
Israel. Right.
Yeah, then red would be for Indians. And
Right.
then you'd have pink be for the gays. And then black would be for self-hating blacks probably.
Oh, wow. That's quite a twist. Yeah, there you go. There's some depth right there. And then the white guy just hates them all, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like the prism of light from the month.
No, blacks would just either that or blacks would be just straight up black people. And then
I love how you worded that. I love how you worded that. Blue would be Atlantean. Yeah, he hates the Atlanteans. That's right.
No.
He's racist against those damn Atlanteans. They're taking our ocean-based jobs. These damn Atlanteans.
Oh god.
We gotta stop letting them in here. You understand?
Oh god. I feel like part of it's like I feel like blue should just straight up be Middle Eastern, but that would feel so wrong at the same time because like the KKK
That's too
like, just
racist.
KKK just straight up hates Jews, so like that just would feel
Well,
wrong.
that's the white guy hates everything. It's the
Yeah,
whole
so that
hate
doesn't-
package.
Yeah, so yeah, that would be included.
It's really is a superpower. Anyway, that took blue is for nerds. Oh, it did though. It's like the ableist hater. Okay, there we go.
No. Like if KKK straight up hates Jews. They they really do hate Jews. I should know this, okay? That's why the Jews have their own dedicated color, okay? Just like the gays have their own dedicated color because the KKK straight up hates gays as well. Jews get their own dedicated color.
How do you like that? They're demanding representation even in hatred groups. You can't even hate him enough now.
Well, the gay sees himself in the Pink Ranger too, so it kind of works.
Everybody gets a seat at the hatred table. There we go. Yeah, baby.
Go,
But,
Hatred Rangers. There you go.
Go hatred rangers. Okay, we're gonna end up getting this one super canceled. We'll cycle back to this again, I'm sure. But
God.
I do want to migrate over here from one children's property to hopefully another. We have the Demon Slayer popcorn bucket and tin cup.
It's the
thing.
weirdest thing. So like it frustrates. I feel like part of me wants to say it's because I'm so exhausted. Part of me wants to say it's like maybe low key xenophobic that this is happening because Demon Slayer has like the most pre-sales in a minute. According to Fandango, it's like $10 million in pre-sales, and this is with little marketing, mind you. And yet it gets this shitty like popcorn bucket and drink when you have like all these other American properties getting like these decked out popcorn buckets.
Oh yeah.
And decked out drink sippers. And I'm just like, I'm looking at this like, dude, you could have had Inosuke's pig mask as a popcorn bucket. You could have had Nezuko, like the container Nezuko's in as a popcorn bucket. But no, you giving us this? Like, come on. Like that is some BS right there. You're getting creative with popcorn buckets for everything but Demon Slayer. Yeah, like this is really, really sus.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got even like I'm trying to look up all of them. The worst one. Where did that? It was Dune. Dune's the one that had the weird.
Dune was the one that started it all. Then you got like Sonic coming out of his head. You got that sounded so.
So
bad.
this was the Dune one. Remember the Dune one?
The one that started it all.
This so they couldn't even be bothered to do something like this for.
You could have like done some. You could have used the a similar mold to this and make Nezuko's container that she's in. I don't understand it. I'm just really hoping that Demon Slayer is gonna get like more than like one showing a day for more than like, obviously it's gonna be for more than 2 days, but I'm hoping it's not gonna be like Jujutsu Kaisen where it was only shown on the goddamn weekend, that it's gonna be shown every damn day. It's just so, oh god, it's just frustrates the hell out of me.
So this was apparently one for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they had
Really?
the car. They also had the car for
I feel like
Fantastic Four.
This is way overdone.
Oh, the Pedro Pascal one looked really hilarious because in that shot it looks like it's is Super Fantastic Schlong like holding the popcorn bucket when it's not.
Oh yeah. Oh, I found the car one that you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, the car one looked really cool. Like I've seen some action figure collectors, Marvel Legends collectors use it for their setup.
Yeah. Doesn't even look like you get your dick stuck in that.
No, they put their Fantastic Four figures in there and use it for our toy photography instead.
I wish I could say that was the children came to mind when I pictured what you were saying, but that was not the case. Children did not come to mind.
Yeah, but children could use that too for to play with for
Sure.
imagination stuff. I mean, like if we growing up, if we had that, I would totally be using that as like for my like, because I had TMNT figures. Okay, I know my parents did not care about gendered toys. Like if my brother and I wanted something, we would get it. I was that spoiled growing up, so I would put my figures up in there. I totally would, and play with it.
Wait a minute.
So
Wait. There was all this for the Fantastic Four?
Dude, yeah, the
What?
yeah, for popcorn buckets and stuff. Yeah. You don't get that for Demon Slayer, which
You don't get that for
Demon Slayer's
anything.
no. And Demon Slayer's probably gonna make a lot more than Fantastic Four if it's done right.
There was a Beetlejuice popcorn bucket?
Yep.
What am I looking at?
That Beetlejuice popcorn bucket is sick though.
It's like it's
It's
hot
the sand-
topic-y, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's the sandworm, which I think is kind of cool for a popcorn bucket. It's totally appropriate.
Wow. That's appropriate. Okay, that's a word. Yep,
Yeah.
that's a word. Wow.
You didn't know that
This
was
has
a thing?
gotten really out of hand, you know. This
Oh, you
has
should see
gotten-
the one. You should see the ones that they have at Disney. Like Disney goes all out
Disney
with their
has
popcorn.
its own.
Yeah, Disneyland and Disney World like have really cool popcorn buckets.
I
They have-
I
They're
found the
expensive
Jaws
as
one.
hell too.
Look at this.
The Jaws one. That's a cool one. I'm not gonna lie.
I just want that to put my keys in. You know, like that.
Yeah, that's
My
what
keys.
people actually. That's what people use popcorn buckets for. These souvenir ones for. They use them for like their keys. They'll use them for like to put their change in. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Keep your fingers out of that one. It'll bite.
But yeah, like Disneyland and Disney World have been doing souvenir popcorn buckets for a long time now. Like
That's
have one,
crazy.
they have one for Figment, they have one for Lion King, they have one for they do an annual one for Halloween. They do one, I think, annual one for Christmas as well. Oh god, what other ones? They have them for like almost every property, I think.
They built one. Oh my gosh, this is very disturbing. This one really bothers me.
Oh, the Transformer one. I think Universal, I could be wrong, but I think Universal Studios Parks has popcorn buckets as well.
It's
I think
just
they've been
it's just
doing
a
it
bit
forever.
horrific when you kind of like zoom out on what the implication is. Like this one's even worse. Like you lobotomized Optimus Primal to put your caramelized candied popcorn in. This is awful. You scooped out his Cybertronian brain for your popcorn. I mean, at least if they did Grimlock, it would make sense because he doesn't have brains. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. See, I make jokes. See, the Japanese had it right, okay? They had it right because they did the Bumblebee one where the brain is scooped out, and that's because the character's an idiot. So there you go. Ta-da! Japanese always thinking ahead. You see that? That's pretty smart.
Mhm.
They should do something like that with the Power Rangers Megazord head, because we all know they're not going to do anything else. We all know they're not going to do anything else. Oh, they'll probably do the Tyrannosaurus Rex head, actually. Because it's either the Megazord head or the Tyrannosaurus Rex head. Yeah. Gosh, that's so boring. Either way. Soon the humans will be part of Cybertron.
Oh my
Yeah, whether
God.
we like it or not, we're going to end up being absorbed. Just put the popcorn somewhere else. I'm not trying to eat brains, right? Exactly.
At least the Disney ones are a little bit more creative. Like they have they have like what the claw machine from like Pizza Planet. They have that as a popcorn bucket. They got like the actual alien as a popcorn bucket with the popcorns in the mouth. They have like even the Haunted Mansion hitchhiking ghosts as popcorn buckets. Like I'm telling you, they're extremely creative. Disney is extremely they're expensive. Again, they're expensive, but like they're good quality
Everything.
popcorn buckets too.
I'm just trying to find one that isn't like a basic bucket, and I can't seem to, because they're
Oh, you
all
can't-
basic buckets. Here, I'll
you
show you
can't
what I'm
find one?
getting. They're
here,
just
I'll-
buckets. You know, here's R2D2 with its head open and the thing, and then a dragon.
Oh yeah, you have to
There's a bucket.
you passed the Cinderella's coach, which I think is actually kind of creative. Is that one? It's like
Oh.
that one I think is cool. You also
What do you do with it afterwards?
well, you could use it as a little bag to carry your
Ah.
stuff in. Then there's a Stitch one, which is really cool. There's I think you passed the Mufasa one, the Simba one, which is cool, where it's like you're holding the little Simba cub. Here, let me share. Wait, do you have this thing? There's the Figment one there, which is just freaking adorable. The little baby Figment. Oh my god, that was
Where?
here. I'll share it my screen. I'll point them out. Here we go.
Sorry, we've detoured into popcorn buckets because the Demon Slayer one is so god awful boring.
There's this one with like Mike Wazowski. I think there's Mike Wazowski and Sully. There's like little Mickey, little soldier, or Nutcracker Mickey. There's
Parks.
like there's this is the one I was talking about. Is let me close this window for some reason. Yeah, it's Disney Parks. It's really cute. That you get popcorn in him. This is the Simba one I was talking about, which is I think is so cute. Is that one? And you can hang them on the wall. The thing that's cool about these popcorn buckets in particular is because they have the straps. You can hang them up on the wall, so it's not just like sitting somewhere on the floor. You can hang them up, or when you're in the park, you can carry them. And also, they are refillable too, so you can take it with you to the park and get your bucket refilled, and not have to pay like a shit ton of money. There's there's the skeleton Mickey, and in some cases use them as decorations too, which is pretty cool.
BYOB, bring your own bucket.
That one's really cute. Yeah, like see, like this is what I'm talking about. Like these are really cute. And then of course this is the Figment one. That's adorable. That's a little adorable bucket. Like you cannot hate on the dragon. He's cute. Like, oh, there's Jabba the Hutt too. Forgot about that one.
Ah,
Dang it. Come on.
do you who wants to eat out of
Who's Jabba
Jabba? That's awful. How unappetizing.
Look at that. Look at this for like a Christmas. Look at that for a Christmas bucket. Like that's cute. And this is the claw machine one.
Won't it get all
Look at that.
soggy when you
can
seal
get
your popcorn in
claw
there?
machine.
Huh.
Like,
It is pretty
look
neat.
Look at this. You get like the hitchhiking ghost, or these are sippers. There's popcorn and sippers for the hitchhiking ghost. Like,
what's a
see, this is
sipper?
what I mean. Like something you drink out of, like a cup that you get your soda in.
Oh,
That's a sipper.
so it's like a baby sippy cup for adults?
Yeah, that's probably the best way to word it.
Amazing.
But like,
Disney finds a way
you
to
see
sell
what
you
I mean?
anything.
but you see what I mean? Like it's so frustrating. Like you get like Disney Parks does really cool stuff with their characters, and I wish we would get something like this for like more anime stuff when anime movies come in. I mean, like for other properties, we saw it with Fantastic Four. We've seen it with Beetlejuice. I think is pretty close to some of the quality that we saw here. But like, and also, yeah, Fantastic Four. We got a couple of good things up in there. I think we've gotten a few good popcorn buckets, but it's nothing like you're gonna get at Disney Parks. Nothing. It's nothing like any of this.
So
I mean, look at this. Look at the Stitch. That is really cute with Scrub. That is adorable. That's a popcorn bucket.
So I found some over on Reddit. So we have this one right here. Here we go. I'll share the page. I got it correctly now. Here we go. So this is from Similar Earth 1920. They leave a link to their Patreon. Sure. There's their Patreon down there. I'll put a link right here. You can support them if you'd like. This is their design. I'm going to link that in the chats for you folks. So there you go. If you want to check that out, that's where these designs that you are looking at now came from. So these are not real.
Cool.
These are hypothetical. It's always Mighty Morphin. I get why he did it. It's always Mighty Morphin. So here we go. We have, of course, another side shot. Now they open up and you put your yummy goodness, your buttery wonder down in there, and it's wonderful and everybody's happy.
Why not do that for Transformers?
Well, they had Optimus's head open up and they were like, why don't you eat Optimus's deepest, most inner thoughts as popcorn? You know?
That'd be cool for Gundam.
Well, sure. The Unicorn Gundam especially, like you open it up and it's popcorn inside instead of, hell. But yeah, still don't have any kids. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, I worded that one pretty suggestively. You caught me. But I don't hate it. It's just one of those ones where it's like, cool, Mighty Morphin again.
It looks like something like you would get in the 90s. I'm not gonna lie.
If the 90s were cool, yeah. But of
I
course,
swear, I swear I've seen something like this when I was growing up.
I'm sure some company probably made one. I can't imagine why they wouldn't have tried at least to make some type of like chest or toy like that, especially out in California. I can't imagine like a toy store itself not creating something like this.
Yeah, I can't think of where I've seen it before, but I swear I've seen something like that for Power Rangers. I just can't put my finger on it.
And it's just, I don't know. It's Mighty Morphin, it's Mighty Morphin. But speaking of this stuff, though, I did want to bring this up while we were discussing Disney and the like. Now, this clip is from Dom Lucra's page because he's the one who had the clip. This is not an endorsement or like everything this guy says is true. He just has the cleanest clip of what Snoop Dogg has to say about what went wrong with his watching of the Lightyear movie recently with his nephew.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Lightyear?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz, the Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
With Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she and she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
So it's this one's going around pretty quick because he's referencing this scene in the Lightyear movie that came out where Chris Evans was voicing Buzz Lightyear. That movie, of course, did not do so hot. In streaming, it's one of those ones that has middle ground because, again, kids, like some scenes in it, and they like having it on in the background. So again, I don't think like it's like wall to wall awful, but it does push a lot of buttons that it probably didn't need to. And Snoop's kind of like expressing the problem that a lot of people are kind of waking up to is that I don't really want to explain this while we're watching a kids movie. And I don't know if that's evil. I don't think that that's evil. That like, I don't want my kid to be distracted by this. We watched this so we could have some quiet time while they were playing. And now they're asking me questions that I got to be like, well, here's a biology book. And let me introduce you to a thing called sperm, the magical seed of life. It's like, what are we supposed to do? We were in the middle of watching a movie about a Toy Story character brought to life in his own universe. And we're supposed to be like, here's a biology lesson. Then we'll hit play and go back to this very fictional universe. We're like a cat is as important as Buzz Lightyear in this,
And now Snoop is getting called like homophobic for it. I do not blame him for like being like, dude, I do not want to explain this to my kid right now or grandkid right now.
It's just one of those agenda fatigue things that like, 5 years ago, sure, we're on board, but like it just doesn't stop with the whole like you gotta. And I get it. He's tired. He's been on board, but he's tired. He's tired of like carrying that chain. I get it. And so Zet says that's a good way to explain it. He was expressing an opinion without saying it out loud. I would say that like it's just like enough with it. It's good when it's some places, but it's everywhere now. And it's not like, hey, we're happy to be here. It's you have to accept it or you're a bad person. And you see what it is. He spoke out against it. And as Nerdigan said, he's called everything under the sun for it. Whereas people should be saying, yeah, you know what? It is kind of heavy. It is a little heavy. Maybe we ought to like pump the brakes a little bit. Every movie doesn't have to have a message like this to it. It can just be like, there's an asshole in space and he's doing space asshole stuff. And, the kids are like, yay, space asshole. That's all it has to be.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for things.
Exactly.
This is not one of those times.
Again, it's a very quick scene. It's not the whole movie. It doesn't even become a central point of the movie. It's a very quick scene, but it alerts kids. They're like, wait a minute, that's not how my life works. And they word it in a way that your brain has to be like, okay, 2 women had a baby. It's not that they adopted. It's not that they found like Space Moses. They explain it that 2 women had a baby. And if your kid is old enough to know that how, moms and dads are supposed to function, well, now we're in awkward territory when we were supposed to be hearing through infinity and beyond. And that's why Cokehead Tim Allen was the better choice. Because you know what? He wouldn't have been in a movie with that kind of stuff, and he would have said, no, that's got nothing to do with infinity or beyond. He would have said it just like that. Yeah, union rules, state-level regulations, funding requirements, a lot caused the changes. Sure. BlackRock saying they wanted to change behaviors probably didn't get left out in that equation either. Yeah, I replay the same clip. Yeah, Snoop. Well, again, like he just had enough. Like in that moment, it was like, I don't really want to bother with this. It's a stupid Toy Story movie. Richard says, meanwhile, I'm watching weird Amazon MGM studio films like Butterfly. Yeah, there's plenty of those too. There's plenty of those. Wait until you find Kamen Rider Amazons when Amazon thought it would like fund revitalizations of old Kamen Rider series and see some type of success from it. And really, they ended up like creating the most brutal, violent Kamen Rider series I think that has ever existed. And that's Shin. That's even with Shin Kamen Rider in the middle of it, the 90s Shin, not the new one. So Zent, says, I was actually on board with the whole social justice thing when I believed that it was just social. Then I actually thought about it. It was actually about that it was about being more decent. Turns out it's just another cult. Right. It's the oppression Olympics. That's what it is. It's who's got it worse, who's the bigger victim. And
it's kind of like what we're seeing with, and let's be real, they were around in the 80s and 90s, and they are making a comeback with the porn crowd. I like to call them the Christo-fascists because I don't like associating actual
The pro-ban
Christians with
porn.
them. The pro-porn ban. Yeah.
Pro-ban porn.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
okay.
Yeah. I don't like associating actual Christians with them because that isn't fair
Sure.
to them. That's why, because I've had people ask me why I'm calling them Christo-fascists, because it isn't fair to them, to actual Christians. It's not fair to you guys. You should not be associated with them. They are a separate breed of crazy.
Right. And as you can see, PayPal, HIO, all these other ones are reacting to this news. Okay. Now, an unexpected reverberation has happened. Now, Disney usually isn't the first one to come out and say, we've got a problem. They're usually ones that like keep all that pretty close to the belt. So, you know, things have gotten pretty darn sweaty for this kind of stuff to start leaking out, especially from sources like Variety. All right. Now, I want to remind you guys that Disney has the Power Rangers license again to make a show. They have the Percy Jackson guys working on a Power Rangers reboot that's going to be filmed in London. Sakura Mida showed me the license to film. So that's why you have a license to watch the stream. But this is what Disney's talking about right now. So according to Variety, Variety.com, the Variety, it says leadership at Disney is pressing Hollywood creatives for movies that will bring young men ages 13 to 28, aka Gen Z, back to the brand in a meaningful way, specifically original concepts. Sources say Disney has been seeking new IP and pitches such as splashy global adventures and treasure hunts, as well as seasonal fair films like the Halloween Corridor. The calls come as the Star Wars machine struggles to produce any film project, and the superhero genre sheds audiences by the minute. Oh no.
I think it should just be like, why not just focus on creating new IPs that everyone can enjoy? I understand the Gen Z stuff, but I think it should just be focusing on creating new IPs. Like, stop the agenda pushing. Just be creative. Just allow artists to do their thing. Like that, because that's been the problem.
Well, yeah. And again, like this is a big problem that we're going to continue facing because every single entertainment institution in the United States and arguably the West has embraced the idea of if it worked once, it has to work forever. This is why we're getting Mighty Morphin all over again and again and again and again, because it worked once, it'll work again. We just have to figure out the right formula of it's Morphin time again, eventually to work, right, guys? Anyway, this is Disney saying, hey, that doesn't work. So here's the bigger problem is that rather than going out into the world of like, you know, going on this accursed place called X or Blue Sky or Instagram, they're just going to the usual suspects and saying, hey, you got anything in the trash that you were afraid to talk to us about that you didn't really have confidence in? Can you share with us ideas that you were too ashamed to pursue? And that's what they're doing to these creatives because there's nobody in Hollywood that has any position that isn't trying to put their ideas in front of their boss. So their bosses are saying, we've already seen what you offered us. Do you have anything else? Okay. This is, and I just, it's amazing to me that this has been like their resolution is that the people causing them the most headaches, they're going back to for more solutions that are going to cause them more headaches. Gee, what do you think, Nerdigans, the people that created She-Hulk, the TV show, what do you think they're going to come up with for an original property? What do you think?
Nothing good.
Yeah, they're going to come up with some weird muscle-bound, man-hating, you know, monstrosity of a woman that doesn't have a sexuality and she just walks around beating up men all the time. Because again, they don't have anything but the agenda. You're not seeing superhero fatigue. You're not seeing fiction fatigue. You're not seeing, you know, fairy tale fatigue. You're not seeing family-friendly entertainment fatigue. You're seeing agenda fatigue.
No,
people are tired of the agenda.
Let's reword this here. It's forced agenda fatigue. Because there's ways to have an agenda if it's subtle. The best example of this is, say, like something like Drama Queen or like a Gachi Kuda. There's agenda up in there. There's politics up in there. Same with Kingdom, politics up in there. But the way it's integrated into the writing is done creatively enough where it doesn't feel like it's preaching at you.
Well, what I'm talking about is agendas, and like everybody is saying the same thing agenda. That's what I'm talking
That's what I mean by forced agenda. Is this something like that? Compared to a subtle agenda.
Let's use the term global agenda. So that way we understand that it's not like in particular a television show, and we're talking about everybody everywhere doing it. That way, okay? So we're not trying to say the globalists. I'm just trying to make it seem like we're talking about something bigger than one show or one genre. And that's what we're dealing with, is that from Steven Universe to the Marvel Universe, from even the anime adaptation scene to where we're getting people localizing weird politics into the adaptations, all the way up to these revitalizations of Power Rangers that are just completely rehashing Mighty Morphin, but gender swapping and race swapping everybody because we got to do it different and better this time, guys, 32 years later. It's all the same sort of attitude of like leftist identity politics, the intersectional feminism, that everything that was is bad and everything that is to come will be bad and everything that's in the moment is perfect and wonderful like you. It's just, yeah, the WEF agenda, sure, that's part of it. They endorse the stuff. They pay for the stuff that's in a lot of these shows. Their companies endorse all this stuff. BlackRock's involved with all of it. Again, they look around and they wonder, like, why is this happening to us? What could have prevented this? Blah, blah, blah. And it's all because they got scared. They got scared of losing their investors because the investors just wanted money back. They didn't want a good product. Nerdigans, you remember when Perlmutter and a couple of the other guys tried to take over Disney a few years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that wanted to create things. Now, I wouldn't put Perlmutter in a place of like genius, but he's a guy that really cared about what Disney was chucking out. And he was invested in like family-friendly young adult entertainment, some adult entertainment, not that porn, but like, you know, not Blade either, but like in that realm of action stuff. And so he was invested in cinema. Whereas the majority of people that control power on these boards now, particularly Disney's, are not people that are interested in cinema, but rather they're good at making money.
Yeah.
So if you're looking around and asking yourself, like, why does all the CGI look like it's 100 years old? Why does stuff from 2012 look way better than today's stuff? Well, that's because they're working with studios that are cost effective. And those studios are just arriving at 2005's graphics that the studios they were working with and paying top dollar to work with, right, were producing way back then. That's why everything looks awful now, because they can't work with top tier talent because top tier talent's too expensive for their stupid products because they know they're not going to make the big money back. It's all about low investment, high return. That's their whole theory behind this, and look where it's got them. Star Wars, a juggernaut. You remember Nerdigans. It was a joke forever that, oh God, I can't. George. Who's a Star Wars guy? I just completely.
Oh, George Lucas, you mean?
George Lucas. Sorry, my gosh, that's embarrassing. But George Lucas would like merchandise everything. Remember that joke?
Mm-hmm.
If it existed, there was a Star Wars logo on it. There was Star Wars toilet paper. Everything had a Star Wars character attached to it. There were Pepsi cans that had Star Wars characters on them. Everything under the sun. So it's not like George Lucas didn't believe in making a dollar a dime anywhere you could. All right. But he also believed in making the product it was attached to apparently worth it. Whereas Disney does not. Disney wanted to force an agenda through that girls are more powerful than guys, and they created Rey. Because Rey couldn't be behind Luke. She had to be better than Luke in order to make sure that women didn't feel second to men. Ta-da! And thus, Star Wars was irrevocably damaged. Now we have force healing in the cinematic universe. Like, I know that existed in the books, but man, it is in cinema, it is not as dramatic. And it's like, it's a real cop-out. It's a real cop-out. It's like, oh, I can use the force to heal you now. And like in the cinema, it was just like the force can strangle a dude and sometimes pull some stuff. And that's about it. But meanwhile, you know, in the books, it does everything. If you needed to cook toast, it'll cook toast. You know?
I mean, magic can do everything. So why not the force?
Yeah, they're basically the same thing at this point. But again, Disney can't think that big. They want to sit down, they want to have weirdos with agendas like making R2D2 into a lesbian. Remember that with that Star Wars Acolyte, that show? They want to put those people in charge of it because those people are telling the agenda they want spread. So what do you think this Star Wars Acolyte lady is going to go, the forehead lady? What do you think she's going to do? Come up with a new IP? Oh, they're space ninjas, but they're gay. Disney's oh yes, here's $1 billion. Make 11 seasons, please. Because that's all they do. They only think in terms of agenda. And guess what's going to steer away all the Gen Z guys they're trying to bring back to the brand? Agenda. Yes. That's what'll scare them away. Yeah, it's fan fiction writing. I'm a fan fiction writer myself. I write, I have a thing. Gave up that life. I put it behind me, all right? I sound like I'm talking about alcohol, right? Like I had an alcohol problem. But yeah, I wrote fan fiction and I deleted it all. Don't try to go find it. You don't need to know what was going on in my 14-year-old brain. You don't need to know. But fan fiction writing, you're absolutely right. It is. It's fan fiction writing because, again, it is taking a period in time and isolating it because not a lot happened in that time and then expanding out that time period with your own lore. That way you're not interrupting anything that happens before or after, and you get to do whatever you want provided you don't kill anybody that goes on to like die later on or be important later on. And so again, it's fan fiction writing. That's what the Star Wars Acolyte universe is. A little chapter is. That's what Rey's story is. Like I've fixed Rey like 3 or 4 times. I've fixed Rey, and they don't want to endorse anything that makes Luke look like a hero anymore. Because if you do that, that invalidates Rey being the bestest and greatest. And if you do that, then women are second to men. And by golly, if any media happens to whisper an idea of that, they'll burn down everything. Do you want Mickey Mouse to be burned in the streets in effigy? Do you want that? They'll do that.
I think a lot of people wouldn't mind that.
At this point, right?
Pretty much.
Dragon behind a horse, right? Oh, man. The Force Lightning. Yeah. Was in Force Healing? Where was Force Healing in those movies, though? I don't remember those. I don't remember Force Healing. What happened? Was that Luke's hand? Did they use Force Healing to fix Luke's hand? Because it didn't work on Obi-Wan. He turned into dust or like air. Dirty laundry. He turned into dirty laundry.
Oh, God.
So apparently, though, we do have some breaking news about Amazon. So it goes from bad to worse for Hollywood this evening. We have the Hollywood Reporter saying, you don't actually own that movie. You just bought a new class action lawsuit targets Amazon. Oh, so here we go.
So basically what the lawsuit is claiming, it's a class action lawsuit. It's claiming that Amazon is violating California's law of unfair competition, false advertising, and consumer legal remedies laws. And basically the people that filed the suit are seeking unspecified damages, including disgorgement of profits and punitive damages for allegedly intentionally malicious conduct. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here, because basically they're saying that this is a bait and switch, where Amazon is allegedly misleading consumers into believing they've purchased content when they're only getting a license to watch. Kind of like with what we saw with Ubisoft. Remember when the people that sued Ubisoft for, I can't remember the game off the top of my head.
The Crew 2.
Yeah, The Crew 2. That situation. That's what essentially this is kind of giving in a way. And when they only get, which can be revoked. Yeah, here it is. When they're only getting a license to watch, which can be revoked at any time. Again, like The Crew 2. So,
So
yeah,
this means buy physical media, by the way. That's what it means. Go get physical media.
A lot of it, you can buy it on Amazon and eBay.
So
and go
I
to
have
your thrift stores and flea markets.
I have a really neat idea, the guys, that we need to really consider. Like, you know, you can probably buy a shit ton of discs, like DVD-R discs now. for nothing because nobody
and
uses
Blu-ray
them for
discs
anything.
too as well.
Yeah, and we just need to like put YouTube videos, like hours of meme compilations on those things, so like they can never take those away from us or anything like that. And like just be that guy in the post-apocalypse that has like the cat video, you know, the legendary cat video that some group of teenagers needs in order to save the world from aliens. Just be that guy, all right? That'll save us all.
Oh my god,
But-
it just reminds me of the episode of Futurama where like Fry bought all those VHS tapes of like I can't remember the show. It was like Ally McBeal or something like that, and he was
Oh, yeah,
just,
he
like,
won all the money. He won all the lottery there.
or no, like it was all the money in his bank account, and he like won
Oh,
the
yeah.
auction of all like these old VHS tapes, and he just was in this apartment just
Ted
watching
Danson
him.
skeleton.
Yeah, like that's what this kind of gives. That's what you were saying. That kind of gives that.
There was I can't find it really quick. Like, shoot. There's that V for Vendetta scene where Stephen Fry is being drug out for having like the Quran and a bunch of other like the Bible, an unsanctioned Bible or whatever in his possession, and that'll be what it's like to have like the Alex Jones frogs, gay water frog. There, the frogs are making, the water is making the frogs gay. Meme.
Yeah.
They'll be dragging you out of your basement for having that meme on DVD-R after they purge the internet of it and stuff like that. Because again, like the whole reason why they have ID is so they can take out the origin of a meme and kill it. You know, if you can't keep reposting it, well, they can get rid of it. And if they know the origin of where it's getting posted, well, ta-da, eventually they can put out the fire. So Black Pill Timon says, what's that?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Black Pill Timon says physical media is not as available anymore. That's why I say, like, just burn it. Just burn it over on DVD-R. Everything, anything and everything. These weird little TikTok videos that piss you off, well, burn them. That way they can't hide them. They can't hide it from us. They can't tell you that the Kiki dance never happened, you know? That's
Burn
the
it
next
like
thing.
Burn it like it's 2009.
Yeah, again, that's the next thing that's going to happen, right? Is that you're going to end up with like corporations paying to have embarrassing social media trends deleted from the internet. So like that Kiki challenge, the Tide Pod eating challenge, all that stuff, that corporations will pay to have that erased. You'll be gaslit by the internet itself that it never happened. You'll Google that stuff and Google will be like, that never happened. You're weird. We're sending the police to your house.
It's already happening. It's been happening. And it's driving me up the wall. Because people,
Right, like-
people are taking it. Well, the thing is people are taking advantage of this, like because people nowadays have the attention span of a gnat.
So who's the corporations are taking advantage of it?
I think corporations and governments are taking advantage of it,
Hmm.
and other
That makes
just and also like rage baiters are doing it too, and maybe even AI, like bot accounts are doing it as well.
Yeah, well, the AI would be the one that would have to find that information. That would be the way it goes. The speaking of gaslighting, though, I'm sorry, I lost the post from Cracker Barrel. But you sent me
Oh
so many
god,
messages.
that was people are so furious about. I don't blame them for being mad about the logo change, because that was a complete sanitization of the Cracker Barrel
Where did
logo.
that go?
Oh my god, that was so frustrating. I'm so tired of seeing logos getting sanitized like this, and just brands in general getting sanitized. We saw it with Wendy's. We saw it with McDonald's. KFC hasn't fully been sanitized yet. The Colonel's still there. Taco Bell been sanitized, dude. I miss the Chihuahua. Taco Bell Chihuahua.
So I don't know where you put that letter that you sent me.
I sent it to you, but
From-
you could just find it real easily. It's everywhere right now.
Sorry, guys. So let's bring up a website that's not going to vomit ads at us, hopefully. So where did that? Nope, this doesn't have it. It's just gotta love it.
Here, I have it. Let me send it to you.
Sure.
Really-
Sorry, guys. I can't. I'm finding a bunch of articles that want to bring out like tiny little paragraphs and then write their own little interpretation of it, like you would when you're trying to report on it. But the okay, here's Cracker Barrel's attempt at trying to put out this fire. Okay, so here we go. If the last few days have shown us anything, it's how deeply people care about Cracker Barrel. We're truly grateful for your heartfelt apologies. You've also shown us that we could have done a better job sharing who we are and who we'll always be. That's not change, and that'll never change. And what will never change are the values this company was built on when Cracker Barrel first opened in 1969. That's not a joke. Hard work, family, scratch-cooked food made with care. A place where everybody feels at home no matter where you're from or where you're headed. That's the Cracker Barrel you'll always find. The things people love most about our stores aren't going anywhere. Rocking chairs on the porch, a warm fire in the hearth, peg games on the table, not in your butt, unique treasures in our gift shop, not butt plugs, you can't get those here, and vintage Americana with antiques pulled straight from our warehouse, not your butt, in Lebanese Tennessee. Do they call them Lebanonians or they Lebanese? That's very confusing. Anyway. We love seeing how much you care about our old timer. We love him too. Uncle Herschel will still be on our menu. You can have a fine cut of him if you like. This is not worded well.
No.
Welcome back, Uncle Herschel's favorite breakfast platter. That's how we're gonna answer. We're gonna honor this man by pancakes and eggs. That's what we're gonna do. On our road signs and featured in our country store. He's not going anywhere. He's family. While our logo and remodels may be making headlines, our bigger focus is still right where it belongs. In the kitchen with your wife. Not your sister. That's weird. And on your plate. Also weird. Serving generous portions of the food you crave at a fair price and doing it with the kind of country hospitality that brightens your days and creates lasting memories. Meatloaf, chicken and dumplings, country fried steak, sides that taste like Sunday supper, and yes, the world's best pancakes. We fought IHOP about it. They lost. They're still here, with a few new dishes joining the menu, like Asian fusion. Try Cracker Barrel's new sushi bar.
Dude, I can't help, like when you said Asian fusion, the first thing that came to mind was King of the Hill.
Right,
King of the Hill
right.
because of Bobby.
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking. Is Bobby's in the kitchen of Cracker Barrel now? That's exactly what I was
Dude,
thinking.
it's Asian German fusion for Bobby though.
Of course. Whether you're a longtime fan or a first-time guest, we want you to feel at home at our table. We also want to be sure Cracker Barrel is here for the next generation of families, just as it has been for yours. That means showing up on new platforms and in new ways. We'll be eating Tide Pods with the kids next week. Deep-fried country-style Tide Pods. But always with our heritage, not that kind, at heart. We take that responsibility very seriously. We know we won't always get everything right the first time, but we'll keep testing, learning, and listening to our guests and employees. Spencer's here. He's not an employee of Cracker Barrel, though.
Yay!
He's muted. As most Cracker Barrel employees are. Still can't hear you, buddy. Just like the Cracker Barrel employees. Oh, he left. Just like the Cracker Barrel employees. He doesn't work there, I swear. At the end of the day, whoops, he's back again. Well, hello, Spencer.
Hello.
Yay! Now he's not muted.
What's going on, everyone?
Right, just reading Cracker Barrel's apology to everybody.
And you missed the King of the Hill reference.
I'm sure I did. Yeah, no, I guess I really have nothing to say on the Cracker Barrel thing. I think it's one of the dumbest things I've seen in a long time, but I haven't seen the statement.
Oh, and so it says here at the end of the day, our promise is simple. You'll always find comfort, community, and country hospitality right here at Cracker Barrel. Uncle Herschel wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Thank you for caring so much, and come to see for yourself the country hospitality that makes Cracker Barrel feel like home. And
I'm sorry, I just can't, because of how you said it, like I just can't help but think this is like a statement from Strickland Propane. I just can't.
It does. It feels like, Hank, get in here. I need a statement. I need to tell them that we're still the propane company that they can count on, even if they did see me without my pants on.
It does feel like that.
Tell them we wear our pants around here. Tell them we wear our pants like Uncle Herschel. Here at Strickland Propane, we wear our pants. Any allusion to the otherwise is clearly a legally defensible problem.
Oh my God, this totally does feel like that.
So there you go. In our continued on and off coverage of the hell of fast or purchasable takeaway food, Cracker Barrel is cracking up under the public pressure over their changes. And they're the usual changes. They're going from having a distinguishable, recognizable sort of brand logo to very simple, minimalist text on solid color background logo. I'm told that they're going to go to that box shape, building shape, but it seems like a lot of work to strip all the facade off of a Cracker Barrel.
We can all accept now that the word woke is fucking dead, right? Like it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Because I've seen so many stupid like conservative influencers going, wow, Cracker Barrel went woke. And it's like, it got a shitty corporate logo. That's not woke, you moron.
No.
So, like,
sanitized, if anything.
Officially, like the word woke is dead. Like it's so pathetic.
I don't even know how that applies. That's
exactly it.
It's just corporate design from 2009. That's all it is.
Remember, so many people on the internet, these influencers included, can't read above a 6th grade level. So they heard the word woke once, and now they apply that to everything that they just don't like. It's the right-wing version now of Hitler, right? You're Hitler. You're woke. Like, okay,
you're Cracker Barrel.
Like, doesn't mean anything. Okay.
So if you don't know, this is apparently what is woke now. I would get it if like the Cracker Barrel like now was like butt cheeks with a dildo traveling up between it. Like that would be
something.
That would be pretty obvious.
Replace Herschel, like Grandpa Herschel with Grandma Herschel or something. Like maybe you'd have a
with
point,
Zerschel.
But like right now, just getting a minimized logo. That is, guys, this is all Apple's fault. For those of you who don't know, all of these logos, this is Apple's fault because they created their app ecosystem, which has the very minimalistic apps that are kind of a big color with one big recognizable logo, image, text. That's what everything is designed for now because they dominated back in like 2003. So that's why all of these things are getting smashed down. Denny's to Jack in the Box, Taco Bell. That's all because again, this is corporate America. They don't know they're not out there to design.
Stephen Bills.
Yeah, seriously. And like, remember that really dumb corporate art style that was everywhere for a long time where everybody was like a blob? Like everybody, like the Google sort of like art style where everybody was just some weird noodly limb, like you have purple skin and blue skin. Like it was just so dumb and so sanitized, but everybody used it. Because remember, corporate America.
4chan called it the global homo art style.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah. And like, remember, they all adopted that, but it's not because they all necessarily looked at it and went, that objectively looks good. Remember, these are dumb business people. They have people come in and go, what looks good? And somebody goes, well, according to the numbers, revenue jumps 0.03% if we, go into this design. And everybody goes, all right, that's the future. Let's go for it. This is like one of those hard parts between us as like consumers and then the like corporate structures is that they're just going to do whatever the hell they want. they very rarely listen to us. They're going to run and try all these experiments out. And then they'll just go, oops, that didn't work. Oh, well, but that's after like we've gotten 30 years of crappy, like depersonified logos and everything else.
Right. As you can see, this is which company put this out? This is from Branding Compass. And this is how they like showed it. So the Tesla logo is considered modern. You can see the differences here. These are very like simplistic logos. When you get the minimalist, they're trying to like convey an idea with just a symbol. So they don't want you to think about the old man and the barrel anymore. They want you to think yellow polygon. That they just want you to think yellow brand color. You know,
like this to them says we are modern. We are now, and it's like, no, you're really not. Like this kind of sucks.
Right. And again, like this is like what we were talking about with Disney trying to capture those the young adult audience, the 18 to 23 audience. Again, this is that same thinking. This is that boomer logic. Like, oh, well, Apple's minimalist. We should be minimalist here at Cracker Barrel because the kids like minimalist, not
That's
food.
Exactly. Yep.
They don't like food. That's for sure.
Like, the thing is, though, I think for some companies, a minimalist look works, like with Nike and Apple, but like the majority of logos, it just doesn't work.
Pringles man is gone. It represents my soul.
One of the ones that really hurt me was when Taco Bell got rid of their like tricolor, and and it's now just like the purple. Like it looks good, I'll admit that, but I'm like, I miss the old one. Yeah, like no, you're right, Nerdigans. It can work. It's just not every brand is made for like a.
Did we lose him?
Trying to care about like we're in the future, we're hip, we're modern. You can order us on an app. Like, let's all be honest with ourselves. Nobody is voluntarily going to Cracker Barrel that often. Cracker Barrels are mostly for when you're on a road trip and you just want a restaurant to sit down at that's not a fast food place. So like they didn't need to go all in on being minimalist, right? But somebody came in and said, here's all these dumb numbers, and
Animal Planet is horrible. Oh, that one hurts.
Which one?
Animal Planet hurts, man. Oh,
I never liked that one in the middle. I didn't understand it.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like the Animal Planet was fine the way it was. Like,
does anybody out there know why they did that? The M on the side. Was there any like? Is it?
It looks like tiger stripes.
Maybe that's it. Like
that's the only thing I can think of is it looks like stripes.
I know. I see that now. Oh, I see that now. But
otherwise, it looks like Annual. It's Annual Planet.
Yeah, it's such a stretch. And then like it bugs me that all the letters are like different. Like all the other letters are different sizes, like the A and the L. And I'm just like, this is bad.
Yep. And just what you were talking about too about Apple, like minimal designing the world. This is what happened. Apple used to have like a really overdone logo, and then they were like, oh yeah, we should just be a symbol. And the rest of the world was like, son of a bitch, I'm in.
That's exact. Cider's hit it right there. Like that 1977 rainbow Apple logo, that kind of is responsible for where we are now. Like that was such a big change. Like that blew everybody out of the water. Like, oh, a Mac, it's a stylish thing. It's an art focused thing. And then boom, everybody was like, oh, let's get in on like what Mac is doing. Because if you see their guys like 95 to 98, that's when they start getting their like iMacs out there, their iPods, and everybody starts going, oh, I want to get over there. I like the 95 one a lot because I like colors, but I also have a soft spot for that 2001 because that's like, I remember when I bought like my first iPod, when the towers fell.
Yeah, sure, a second iPod has hit the towers.
It's a Zune.
It's a Zune. Oh no! Damn you, Stephen Bills. Damn you!
Instead of the passport that mysteriously was like A-OK after the explosion or whatever, it's like an iTunes login or whatever. It's like, my God, we have access to his iTunes account.
I don't know about
he somehow deleted the U2 album. I don't know how he did it.
I don't know how I feel about like Google and Microsoft. Like Microsoft, Internet Explorer changed from Internet Explorer to like Microsoft Edge. I'm like kind of okay with. Like it's not that much of a change.
To me, I think here, let me posit something to you, Nerdigans, because it is kind of a big change to go from like, this is what we've been forever. Like Internet Explorer was a lot of people's, like, that's what our cultural reference was for a browser, right? So to make that jump and, you know, super change the logo from like the E and everything, like pretty big jump. But I think what you're saying is kind of where I'm coming from, Nerdigans, is sort of like, did anybody care about this one? You know what I mean? Like that did okay, your Internet Explorer like rebranding to Edge. Everybody already knows you as like, you're the browser I use if my regular browser isn't working and I need to like debug something. Like that's all you are nowadays, Internet Explorer. So it's like,
you need to find out why the browser is not working.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, okay, rebrand. Your business is going to stay the exact same. Okay.
Yeah.
But like Google, I think could do a little bit better.
It used to be fatter. Like that Google G used to be way fatter, and I liked it when it was fatter. I remember when the skinny change came in and it felt wrong.
Censoring his thick G's.
I like my thick G's, my double G's.
Extra thick.
It feels empty. It feels like something's missing, you know?
Well, it's that corporatism. Really? There's no personality to it. It's just
like it's going back to what we were saying. Like there's some brands that can have like that minimalism, like that one thing, like with Google being the G, with Apple being obviously the Apple, Internet, Microsoft Edge / Explorer just being the E, Nike being the check mark. There's some brands that can have that. But Cracker Barrel, you can't really have that.
You could, they really, you know what they really could have done if they really wanted to do something like this and not completely fall on their face? Do some sort of like barrel and then like CB on it. That's literally what you need to do. That's or go the KFC route and make like Herschel's face the like logo, right?
I got you, Spencer.
You got me?
We need Donkey Kong to be the new brand mascot of Cracker Barrel. I like it.
Yes, absolutely. Look, it's his time now. He's got Bonanza out. It's fantastic. Everybody loves it. This is the time to capitalize. First brand deal, Cracker Barrel.
You can see it. There's just a guy in a Donkey Kong mascot costume with a big old cowboy hat on, and he's just in a rocking chair out front of Cracker Barrel, and he's just beating his chest when people come in. He's just
dude, no, like, okay, yes, hilarious, but you just made me think, like, if they did some sort of like tie-in thing with Universal, and you put like a trained, authentic, costumed like Cranky Kong outside of certain like Cracker Barrel locations, like people would go, they would fucking lose it. Like I wouldn't do it forever because that seems like a lot of upkeep, but you do it for a month, you do it for 2 months or something.
Nintendo and Cracker Barrel have teamed up to save both companies' image.
Yeah,
You do it in LA and in Orlando. Those
that's a smart move.
Yeah, sure. You could turn.
You don't want to put one like at the Cracker Barrel out here near me in Arizona. Like nobody goes to that one.
No,
I would not call it Cracker Kong, though. I don't think that's gonna go. I don't know if that one's gonna work.
That was Funky Kong's original name, but then the woke.
Yeah, right. Yes, the woke.
Woke.
It'd be Cranky Barrel.
Oh, that's
Boom.
not bad.
Hit it right there. I like that one. I think you hit that one on the head. Cranky Barrel.
Yeah. Anyway, so speaking of being cranky, we do have word that Dan Dan's copyright infringement controversy could be a wake-up call for Japanese manga industry, says a famous lawyer.
Oh, I was talking with Spencer about this. This is what, and we were talking about this earlier before the stream, is that how like a lot of there's a lot of rage bait going on, taking advantage of like people's short attention spans and stuff like that. In this situation, like when I saw this, the first thing that came to mind is like, dude, we kind of saw this already happen with a series called Girl Meets Rock, which is a music series on that's pubbed on Manga Plus. And there's a lot of
hold on. We can be or go ahead. Actually, I'm not. I don't know.
Let me finish this.
So,
yeah. So in that series, there's a lot of copywritten songs, right? And after like I want to say maybe like the first couple months of it being simulpubbed, they had to pull it because of the copywritten songs, and they had to like re-localize it so those songs wouldn't be featured in it, and had to like completely redo it.
Hold on,
and then put it back up.
That's a slightly different thing than what he's talking about. He's not talking about, oh, we're running into like licensing rights, right? Because that what I was trying to say is like that's kind of way too obscure of a like manga reference right now, but we could make a better comparison with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which names all of its stands after rock songs or bands and has to make significant changes just to their names when they come overseas. But more so to the point, I don't even remember this guy's name, but basically this is my take on what he's talking about and everything that's going on. So Nerdigans, he's saying more that we need to start, creating anime in mind with like that global audience and localizing it that way. He's talking more about like, let's name our characters Sean. Let's make all of our foods like donut, like things that are more universally understood.
Kind of situation.
Right. That's not for kids, because remember, for kids is specifically like censorship to make sure nothing like bad is in there. He doesn't care about that. He's more talking about how do we, make manga more global, because right now he's looking at it at the perspective of it's a Japanese thing that we have to invite others to like come try and like open their minds to. He wants it to be just like another comic book, right? Like you go out there, there's no difference, and then there's no difference between the Japanese and the English fan bases arguing over a name or anything like that.
Or gender,
that's where he's coming from. Yeah, exactly. More to here's why. Or this is what Nerdigans and I was talking about, and this is what I was telling her. This guy is a famous lawyer, but that's kind of it. So let me pull back out. So if you guys remember, and I'm going to use BIC as an example. If you guys remember back in the day when John used to run the site, he used to do a lot of articles that were just covering X YouTuber says this. And again, like sometimes it would be prominent ones that maybe people would care about, like Nerdrotics. But then other times it was XYZ YouTuber 123. And the only reason he shared it is because it agreed with whatever back-assward like belief he was trying to push. Like, oh yeah, this YouTuber says Spider-Man is trans. The devil hates you. Like that's what he would do. And it's sort of the same thing I always bring up when I write articles about surveys and statistics is that you can find anybody to validate your opinion. If I really wanted to, I could go find XYZ person saying Spencer is the greatest and he should be the only person who ever writes Spider-Man. I can find one person who says that, then I could write an article. If I just say, comic industry like pro says this, okay, let me look into it. And it's like a guy, maybe it's Andrew from the Rippaverse, and it's like, okay, he is a pro, but that's also like just one guy, right? Like, and that's the problem here is that, yes, this guy is saying that. And I've seen so many people getting up in arms over it on social media. This is one guy, right? Like he's just saying, I think we should do this. Cool. Great. No thanks. And we can like move. He's not in any position of power to influence anything. He's not echoing like, oh, I took a big survey and this is what everybody said. He's just one guy who's out there. And
I don't think he even specializes in entertainment either.
He doesn't. He's he's a copyright lawyer. And he's only involved in this because, and I don't know that situation, Nerdigans, you might, but I guess there's some copyright case going on with Dan Da Dan. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, like one of the songs used in Dan Da Dan was got involved in copyright infringement. It's in this article.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the problem.
But yeah, well, I mean, like, but that's so to roll back, like he's a copyright lawyer, so he got wind of, oh, this song sounds sort of sounds like this song. That's a case that's in my realm, and he's just commenting on it. The way I put it to Nerdigans earlier was like, imagine if the Stop Killing Game stuff. Imagine if like Mark Elias weighed in on it, or oh God, Nerdigans, what was that? Like that really stupid Democratic lawyer, the bald one who was like a scammer who thought he was going to be president.
Oh my God.
Do you remember who I'm talking about? I know you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
I know. Yeah. But it's the equivalent of like them weighing in, or Janine Pirro. It's like, cool. What do you have to do with any of this? It's like,
yeah,
great. Have your opinion. But more to the point, don't worry, guys. Like that's what I kind of want to say is like, it sounds doom and gloomy when you start hearing things like we're moving, it is an age where we have more global attentions being paid from all the creators and stuff, but we got to be careful not to doom and gloom. And this is just a dooming and glooming thing.
Yeah, like where you want to. If this was someone from like a studio, if this was a studio head, or if this was like someone from like Shueisha or something like that, then I'd be like, okay, something going on here. Especially if this is a studio head, I'd talk to someone from Aniplex like all the time. I'd be like, what's going on here? Is something happening?
Right. Or, I would even take Nerdigans if it was like not a social media manager, but the like manager for the apps. So like Manga Plus and stuff. If they were like, I have a shitty, like, it's hard for me to do this because we don't localize this. Like, if they said something, I'd go, okay, you're probably like the bare minimum I want to listen to say like there's a prop or there's something to even discuss. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's where I would be worried. That's the minimum. Because like Viz is one thing, but like Manga Plus, they work directly with Jump Plus. So that's where I'd be like, yeah, something going on.
Yeah, just any official app. Like that to me is like the just in general, like the lowest level rung I want to hear from on an issue like that is like you physically like take care of coding the app. Like that's it.
Well, politician wise,
and then more.
Like politician wise, there's Akamatsu, and then there's like I can't remember his name, Yamada Taro, I think his name is. Like those politicians, because they work directly on anime and manga legislation. Yeah, that's one. I'd listen to them more.
Well, yeah, that's different. That's still involved. Like that's, and then like Akamatsu, he is a fan, right? Like he was a mangaka. He worked in the
industry,
right? Exactly. So like I would listen to him over that. Just not somebody who's like, I'm a lawyer, vaguely in the same field as any of this, right? Yeah. It would be like me as a comic book nerd news reporter, like trying to go to, I don't know, like some biology conference, right? And being like, I demand, like, oh, I saw them, they had a slide up and they're talking about slicing off all of our arms and whatever. And it's like, okay, you don't even know what they were talking about. You don't even really know the context of this conversation. You heard something, some bubble, and you went, oh, I'm going to weigh in on that. And I wouldn't expect anybody to take me seriously. They'd go, that's nice, Mr. Entertainment Reporter. What's going on with Marvel? I'll ask for your opinion on that.
It's just getting ridiculous that I've been seeing it over the past week, especially that people are just like spreading like all of this rage bait. And I'm just like, dude, I had to look into, because I saw this guy in Ireland got arrested for having anime on his phone. And I'm like, okay, I need to look into this and see what's going on. Looked into it, and there was like a lot of context missing on here on how he was detained. And then I remembered, because when I covered the Pokemon leaks, I remembered one of the laws or one of the regulations there is there's a specific detail about how childlike characters with that look childlike can't be looks have like sexual appearances and stuff like that. It is so weird. Europe is weird like that, and people weren't talking about that at all. And it's just
okay. Whoa! Hold on. Well, time. Yeah, you're jumping to a different thing. We're talking about people saying things that are false, not people not talking about something.
No, but my point is that people are saying things that are false or things without context. That's my point. That's something that's been happening for like, especially this past week, let alone the past 24 hours.
Let's be completely honest with ourselves. That's not just this past week. That is
like this past
year. No. That has been not just Nerdigans. That is kind of what this entire ecosystem is built on. Like it is not this does not come as a surprise. I've never hidden it. I'm not a fan of like the clickbaity way that a lot of people in our sphere title their videos, right? Like Nerdrotics or Kindle. Like it pisses me off because it's just disingenuous. It's intellectually dishonest. Like it doesn't help anything go forward. And we've been having to deal with, and not just on, their side, but like on the crazy leftist side too, and all that fun stuff. But it's not a new problem. This is a problem that we have seen ever since sort of the rise of the internet influencer, is that too many, or actually, let me take that back. Not the rise of the internet influencer. Like with most problems on the internet, the advent point was 2008, 9, when smartphones started being like widespread. And so then, everybody now is able to come onto the internet. Joe Q, Amy X, whatever, like just regular people who maybe don't understand the internet or are maybe like super parent, like just regular people who don't kind of understand what they're getting into. And so a lot of those people, like we see on Facebook, right, where you go, oh, can I get a like on this post? It's my birthday and I carved this and nobody came and my legs are blown off. And it's like, that's clearly AI slop, but you're like, everybody keeps clicking on it just because
I'll come to your birthday, Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there are a lot of comments like that. And I'm just like, are you all, somebody get grandpa. Like he's going to give all of his money to not even like an Indian scammer anymore. It's going to just be a computer. But
Dave.
Yeah, just Dave. Maybe Dave can throw some of that our way.
Well, speaking of throwing it our way, we do have a $10 super chat from Alpha Omega related to this comment right here. So for 10 fat American dollars, Alpha Omega says, I looked into the lawyer. He's a leftist who has admitted to taking Western NGO money in the past. Savvy has also tweeted about his pro-censorship shenanigans in the past. Total hack and fame chaser. Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
And
what
so
a surprise.
That's
the
kind of what
chaser of headlines.
It happens a lot. Like, dang, I so wish I could remember who that lawyer was, Nerdigans. He was the perfect example of it.
The guy that jumped on the jelly bean problem with Vic Minonia.
No. Back during the like 2016 election, like around there was a lawyer for like the Clinton campaign who was like very front and center in public about being like, we're gonna fight this, like down with Trump, and he was like very aggressive and out there, and that's like a lot of people flocked to him, and a lot of people were like, he might throw his name into the ring for the Dem nomination, but he was
Michael
like
Sussman.
No, I feel like it starts with an M though, but then like it came out he was like extremely corrupt, was like actively robbing his clients while he was giving all these press conferences. He's now in jail for like years, but he was the exact kind of ambulance chaser who would go, or here, because I can forget him. What the hell is his name? Oh God, Nerdigans. Jack Thompson. Perfect example. Just somebody who sees a headline and that can work in their favor and goes,
oh, there it is. Michael Avenatti. That's who it is.
Yes. Avenatti. God, that loser.
Scumbag. Oh,
I know that guy sucks, but that's kind of the equivalent of like that's what I hope to not instill or just like show as an example for all you guys is like, it's okay to like see a headline and be like, whoa, really? But we should always interrogate. Like if you see something, especially if it's something that sounds way too like either too good to be true or too like confirming of like your worldview and your biases or what you thought, always check into it. Because again, I don't know if we talked about it on here. I think we might have, but not to like get back super into it. But there was that survey that was conducted like last year that started making its rounds about a month ago back on Twitter about like Magic the Gathering and anime and comic books and video games are the least attractive hobbies to women. And back like a year ago when it was published, a lot of outlets, the New York Post, the Times, what is that? Who's the one? Oh, so Washington Post, New York Post, like all of them ran that headline. I looked into it because it was starting to go around again. And I'm like, we need to stop blackpilling everybody because blackpilling is just going to make us all want to kill ourselves. And that's not helpful to getting to a better place. And I looked into it and it's like the entire survey was conducted of like the sample size was like 500 people that they knew, like it was a convenience sample. So it's like it would be the equivalent if I went right now, guys, do you like hot dogs or do you or would you rather read an Alyssa Mercante article? And everybody went hot dogs. And I went and I ran out and I said, Alyssa Mercante, the least popular thing since hot dogs. And you would look into it and be like, well, you only polled your viewers, of which there are like 200, 300 a week. Like, what is that really representative of anything? So just always interrogate when you see these things.
Oh yeah,
guys, if you want better statistics from us, make sure you share the link so that way thousands of people can come in here and we can properly take that survey of hot dogs versus Melissa Picante.
It was the
I don't
same
even.
thing. It was also the same thing with the Crunchyroll surveys, because I saw them and I looked into them. I'm like, something is very suspicious about like how anime viewers want more like female protagonists, and I'm like, nah, something is wrong with this. I looked into it. I'm like, yeah, a lot of those people that they surveyed weren't even anime viewers, like avid anime viewers. I'm like, yeah, this survey is really flawed.
Exactly.
So, in the tradition of talking about things in circular motion, we're back to Power Rangers again. Can you believe it?
Yes!
Can you believe it, guys? Look around. We're talking about Power Rangers again because there's new stuff, old stuff. Anyway, in the spirit of Power Rangers, new stuff, old stuff. Anyway, this went viral. Super Jin, he's a fellow that talks about Power Rangers content quite a bit, Super Sentai stuff as well. He gets around. And he had this to say. He says, everyone that's sick of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers can go ahead and find a new franchise because it ain't going nowhere. This will be the face of the franchise moving forward, and this is what Power Rangers look like. And ironically, the only thing keeping it alive.
That's sad.
But I saw that tweet and like, no, like here's it's the only thing keeping it alive. That's because it's the only thing they make. That's not on us, right? Like this is not about. Okay, let me go to the point one with him. He's saying that the Power Rangers is going to be like this forever. This is what's keeping the franchise afloat. Deal with it or get on. As Cider and I have been like on for the last like 3 years. How long has it been since Cosmic Fury ended? Like, it's not alive. We've seen it go from who was like, it got randomly bought by Hasbro before that CEO died. Then Hasbro went, I don't know what we're doing with this. All of those lines failed. They sold it off to Playmates and they're in charge of it now. Like, that's not all the Boom comic books are done except for one series when it used to have like 2 to 3 running at a time. There's no TV show. Like, there's just no Power Rangers show right now. The franchise is not alive. It got that cool collab in Fortnite, but you didn't give us anything else, right? Like I would, if I had the choice, I would have picked like the Zeo Rangers, but you gave me Mighty Morphin. That's all I could purchase. So, like, I hate this idea.
I have a crazy thing to tell you.
Yeah.
About Fortnite is that there was a King Osier Japanese Fortnite crossover, and the King Osier servers are still active.
Oh yeah, the map. Yeah, I actually saw that tweet like a week ago, and I logged on, and I was like, "Whoa, I'm the #1 hero." He doesn't know that yet because I'm next season, but I am.
So I, of course, replied to Super Jen with a takedown. Pretty good takedown. Okay, so if I do say so myself, it says, everyone that's sick of the Ford Model T, go ahead and find a new car company because it ain't going nowhere. This will be the face of the Ford Motor Company moving forward, and this is what Fords look like. And ironically, the only thing keeping it alive. There you go. That's
boom. Cider with the mic drop. That's anything else we could add would be superfluous, but like, boom, you got it. Like, Tim, here's a weird thing I'm going to say, and I think like follow me here. Yes, like Cider and I just went through. We only keep buying like Mighty because that's the only thing they're making. So like, What are we going to do? If you remember, Playmates with their new, so they got like the license to do all the toys from Hasbro because Hasbro doesn't know what they're doing. They are doing like their line is called Reignition, and
we'll talk about that in just a minute.
Oh, perfect. Then we'll probably get there. I guess last stamp on this one is I really hate those Toku J suits. I'm sorry, man. Like, I know a lot of people.
We're going to talk about them right now.
Woof.
Here we go.
Bad.
Great transition. Here we go. So you're looking at the team of people. This is the people that you will be Power Rangering with in the Ninja Kids Mighty Morphin Reignition web series. So this is to coincide with the toy line that Playmates is putting out.
Is that what it is?
It's the same name. It's the same name, same logo. So I can't imagine that they're going to be like promoting different things.
Just because, like, I don't know what the hell Mighty Kids is. And what makes me even more weirded out is like, it's Mighty Kids with a Z.
Ninja Kids.
Or Ninja Kids, sorry. Yeah. It's Ninja Kids with a Z. And that like, yes, I'm from the 90s. I love throwing my Z's and my X's in there. But like when I see a operating business front like that, I'm already like, you have to really wow me to like show me that you deserve to have the Z or the X at your name.
Okay.
And, like, or just
allow me to
feels
wow
cute,
you.
like, I don't know what they are. Yeah, hit me.
So
I'm open
I
for it.
obviously I can't show you footage of it because it's a show that's heavily
Yeah.
copyrighted. But Ninja Kids is a physical challenges and education show. So think of Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, but
that's actually
without
kind of
like
where I went.
permanent PTSD
Well,
and
Ninja
body
Warrior.
altering injuries. You know,
And does it say like what channel it's on or something?
It's
I've
a
never
YouTube
heard of
channel.
it.
It's actually a
Oh.
YouTube channel. It's a web series, super massive.
Oh wow!
And so what they do is they do physical
I mean, good-
challenges.
and audience, nothing wrong with being on YouTube. I'm surprised. Like I thought it was like a thing. No, like a production company. That's all.
Nope, it's
That's
actually
cool.
just a show, and they're just kids. It's sort of, you know how Jacob likes to show me the ye olde Nickelodeon shows and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like that, but like for little I wouldn't say
Like
little
young-
kids,
Littler
but-
kids, like
right? For
because
I-
what
yeah.
what would you put those kids at? Like in like guts and stuff, like 12, 11?
yeah, that's where my best guess to
Yeah.
put those kids in those days. Like they were
So these
clearly
kids are
like
probably like 7, 8 for
Right.
Ninja Kids.
they're not like in too much of a I don't know. So 12-year-olds take instruction pretty well. An 8-year-old, not so much. And a 7-year-old, certainly not as much. And a 5-year-old, you're shit out of luck. You know, if you
Yeah,
can get
good,
that kid
good
to
luck with that.
stay out of traffic, you're on a roll. So the Ninja Kids is basically like, this is an activity that your kid can do without breaking their neck in your apartment. And
Oh.
that's basically what they do. And then they go to these local arenas. You see them. Oops, I don't have it anymore because I switched to a different picture. Hold on.
Oh, good.
Where did it go?
Use our imaginations.
Yeah, it'll be there in just a second because I'm good at what I do. So the Ninja Kids go to parks like this.
He's
You
the
see
best.
this in the background where they like
Unironically.
it's the jumpy roundy can't break a limb.
Oh yeah,
place
like
with
the trampoline parks.
Yeah, with the foam squares and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So they go to
yeah.
these places and they like show you how to like do ninja kicks and stuff like that using the equipment there and how not to fuck up, you know, and stretches.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
So it is actually educational. It's
Okay.
a little less like you'll win a Yamaha keyboard and more about like being physical.
You
and,
got outside today. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you touch grass, Junior. Good job.
All right. All right. I support that. I think that's good, especially with as like you and me always talk about, like the Spider-Man Elsas out there. I'd much rather, if you're gonna have your kid on YouTube, watch them. I feel actually, let me take that back. I feel like if you and your kid are watching this, you're not a parent who just lets their kid on YouTube. I feel like you went, I know this show, like we're gonna sit down, like I'm putting it on. You know what I mean?
And so they've done this before. They've done a Power Rangers series before with the kids. These are obviously not the same children. This is from 2017. These kids have their licenses now. But yeah, it's been that long, guys. It's been a while since
like that.
2017. So this was, of course, to coincide with the Power Rangers movie that came out in 2017 to take advantage of those clicks because it is a YouTube channel. So this is their second pass at doing a Ninja Kids.
That's so
Power
funny.
Rangers.
Saturday, do you see like it's the obviously it's like the Mighty Morphin suits in the front, but then like the Rita is the movie Rita.
And then there's just
And
a
then-
character from Tir Nanog there. The
Well, I
Mystic
was
Knights.
gonna say like that's like every Common Rider like second lieutenant to like the big bad. Everyone like that's all of them mashed together.
Well, you know,
Or
speaking
no,
of big bad,
it's that one Gundam pilot. It's what's her name? The one that wears like the purple mask. I forget her name. Oh well. Anyway,
I forget her name too.
but you see
Anyway.
her. We all see her.
Speaking of big bads, I didn't realize when we talked about this earlier that the Red Ranger with the unfortunate costume malfunction was standing next to the Pink Ranger. So now it makes sense.
It's what are those things? The divining sticks, like the water sticks, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh, it's pointing me that way.
follow your nose. But this is they didn't give him an athletic cup of all. See, this is the thing that I appreciated about Cosmic Fury is that when they were filming the American footage with those
we were
American
talking about
suits,
this. I was just about
everybody
to say,
had
like,
an
I was
athletic
talking
cup.
about this with somebody, and it was you.
There were no pussy creases. There were no dick prints in the Cosmic Fury suits, and unfortunately, this suit has gone all over the internet with this man's unfortunate costume malfunction. And I just don't know why they're like, you're going to be doing stunts, you're going to be jumping around, and you're going to be in spandex. No, you don't get an athletic cup. Yes, that's the challenge.
Right. That's what we're teaching kids today. Like, don't like all the videos that your parents watch when they have their buddies over of like that guy named Bam Margera cracking his like nuts on things. Like, that's not what we're trying to do here. But
right.
Yeah, oh yeah, slips, cups, we all know that like generally when you have like armored stuff like this, you not necessarily like Barbie everything, but you make everything uniform, right? Like let's put it that way. Like everything. It's a separate conversation to have about like the lack of any sexual anything in media, but like when it comes to just like costume appearances, yeah, like you want everybody to have some minimum level of like musculature or whatnot. What really weirds me out here is that okay, they're not going to do that. They're going to let him go. They're going to let him go free ball. But then like the lines on the suit make it look like he's specifically wearing like underwear, so it like draws you to see that. Like, it's so odd.
Look at his power boner.
That's what it's just do.
You got all these straight lines and then your kneecap's out of place, pal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's hilarious. Like this poor suit actor, man. Like this poor suit actor. I feel so bad for him. Like he's got this all over the internet. But these suits,
I would put that on his like dating a profile, right? Like,
yeah, right. I'm that guy.
That's me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'm that guy. It's just a close up of the dick print, and that's the Snapchat caption. Says I'm that guy. But here you go. So the suit has teeny tiny little itty bitty groovy doodads things in order to remind you that it is American and not some silly, not serious Super Sentai thing made out of spandex. This is what's confusing. This is a YouTube series, okay? This is not a cinematic production. This is not part of the reboot. It has nothing to do with what the Percy Jackson guys are doing. So I can't fathom why all of this quality is being poured into this YouTube web series.
Well, I did learn that these are all actually 3D printed. All of the suits you're looking at here, all of this stuff was like, so they're thankfully not spending as much as we thought, but so guys, for those who don't know, these suit designs were made by a fan artist. His name is Toku J. He does a lot of things. They collabed with him to use his suit designs. This is very much his style. He MCUs everything up, basically. You know, he gives them a lot of extraneous lines. He gives them that weird, when I look at that texture Cider was showing us, like, it reminds me of the balls we used to play with in like grade school, right? Like your four square ball, dodgeball. Yeah, there you go. Like, and that's what's weird to me, because like, what is that like? Okay, when we think of other suits that have like texturing on it, like when I think of Cavill's Superman suit, I go, you know, the texturing is made of all the little lines and like honeycombs or whatever, and it's like, why is it like that? Because it's Kryptonian and it's future. Okay, cool. We can believe it. And it's also so much that like it kind of, if you're not looking like up close at the suit, it all just kind of like runs together and you're like, okay, cool. It's just a suit. But yeah, you can see here, Cider brought up his designs. He goes like the other way and he just overemphasizes everything. He adds unnecessary textures like to the suits. It's very odd. Like, Timo, I kind of see that too. The helmet colors don't match the suit. I think he's trying to go to like recreate the original vibe, right?
Well,
because
no, it's actually how cameras capture the reflective surfaces differently.
Oh.
I learned this when I was trying to make my own tokusatsu, that the spandex used for the Green Ranger suit had to be specially sourced from Japan because they couldn't match the particular emerald that matched the helmet that came across in the US. When they broke the suit and had to redo it, they had to wait for it. And that fucked up production. So they ordered like 12 of them. So yeah, no, it's crazy.
12 suits to bind them. Let's find them.
One of the guys I follow is a Deca Mexican, and he did a series of his own called the Jamingers, and unfortunately it didn't go very far. But there were hiccups because of what happened, but nothing that he's a bad guy. But what happened with Deca Jamin is he explained that like making the spandex reflects the light differently in a camera than the reflective surface of the fiberglass helmet. And so the camera treats it wildly differently than your eye does. And so that's why the helmets are just completely the different color from the suits themselves, because of how the plastic receives the light in the camera lens, reflects the camera light. So that's why it's so much darker than the suit.
I see that now. That's funny because in the concept art we were looking at, like the suit is darker than the helmet, and now here like the helmet's darker. Susanoo said at some point he said they don't look. I think you just highlighted it, like they don't look too bad for what's on screen. No, like if you want to go back to that one of them standing there with the morning hello, like that's the thing, right? Susanoo is like, if we look at this shot, it doesn't look bad, but also remember we're like really pulled out and it's a little lower quality. My concern, like what really bugs me with these suits is that they are just unnecessarily busy, right? Like if you go look at pretty much every Toku design up through, or Sentai design specifically, up through, what would you say, Cider? Probably like Hero Manger or like all those suits, Jetman to Daigok, like they're all very simple. They all have like one color, a highlight color, and then another color for like their gloves or whatever, right? And you can see it here in our Power Rangers where, solid red, white, and then for Jason, he has, gray and like highlight colors on his helmet, and then yada, 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 and so forth. It's that simple, is like that simplicity that really is what evokes that Toku Sentai spirit, because once you start getting into like the super overtly complicated mechanical designs, they're cool, but I can admit that like you lose a little bit of like what that Toku spirit is. And my best example of this is, do you remember in the 01 movie, Cider, where Aruto fights, I forget who it is, like, but it's like the other Kamen Rider, like the new Kamen Rider one, and like that Kamen Rider one is like, and they have that like awesome super speed fight. That like he has a cool design, but he's so armory and he's so bulky, and it just feels like you're more of a Gundam than like a Sentai protagonist. So here,
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. And then like, so here you can kind of see like, why did they put these unnecessary like inner lot, like color lines on the gloves and the boots and the belt, the MCU lines. So we all know this at this point because we've seen 20, 30 years of MCU at this point, but those suits, like the reason the MCU does those lines on their suits, at least initially, was because it's easier to communicate to you, the viewer, the movement and the way things are positioned if you can sort of see that very clear delineating line. And especially when you're talking superheroes and spandex where things can like scrunch up, and it just visually for a movie, you don't have to go super hard, but you sometimes throw in a few subtle lines. The best example of this is like, even though it's height, like the helmet is awful, the first Avengers Captain America suit, right? Like it had lines, but it was not all over the place and just blowing it up, but it was on like his arms and his torso where it curves. That's what they're going for here, but they made it way too prominent. Like
I'd argue that the Black Panther from 2016 to 2018 is probably a good example of the MCUification.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Yeah, that's Cider is perfect. That's exactly it. So like look at T'Challa from Civil War. You can see he has his base design, but then he does have lines, but they're subtle and they're used specifically, right? Like you can see him around his bicep, and they emphasize
textures.
that. Yeah, the textures, and they like emphasize that bicep. The lines point for his chest to give you more of that just like pointed like hero's chest. Then you go, you can even see some of them on like his shoulders that are just showing like the curvature of where it goes down. You go over to Black Panther, and now every single possible like bend point on something or like scrunch up point on a suit, it now has a line on it. And there's kind of no rhyme or reason to that. Like it's for artists out there, you'll if you're like me, you'll know that like you draw like the figure or whatever, and you maybe draw your guiding lines, but then you're supposed to get rid of them. You don't keep them on the character. And that's kind of what the MCU does. And then those Power Ranger suits.
Right.
God, I hate that.
Sorry, I had a mouthful of grapes.
Anyway. No, don't even worry about it. The
what you're looking at in those purple is it's tracing his musculature. So when he draws back for a punch, they can make him look like he's charging up a punch like an anime character by making the purple lines light up with the Black Panther power.
Dude, I just noticed this. He has a freaking purple heart, like for the leaf or the herb or whatever. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just right there, no reason. Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
It's like a little. It's even kind of textured, so like you can like this is where you shoot. This is best place to shoot right here.
Yeah,
right
like I don't like it's a bad suit, and that's why I'm not a big fan of lines on suits. If you're gonna do them, I understand why. You can do them subtly. They didn't do that right here with the Power Rangers suits. Like it just and you know what? I'm fully willing to say, yeah, like once we see it in action, maybe I won't care. Maybe the way they edit it, maybe this is just the lighting. Like I had my hangups about Superman's suit before the movie dropped, and when it dropped, I totally didn't even think about it when I was watching. You know what I mean? So I would say good luck, but I can't really feel jazzed about this because again, it is just more mighty. Also, I don't know how I feel about this. Like their shoes are clearly designed to be like ninja tabby, and it's like, okay, that's an inspired choice. I just don't think it works.
I don't think it does either. I don't like the light on it. It looks weird.
What Nerdigans and I were discussing earlier is that the Ninjetti. We were talking about the Ninjetti.
Yes.
And the Ninjetti don't apply here because everybody's wearing their Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops, Sabretooth, so they don't apply here. But these are clearly ninja kitted out Mighty Morphins.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody just kind of read the first paragraph on the Wikipedia page and they were like, I got enough. And they decided we'll just turn them into ninjas. And that's why you see the break in the fabric of the shoes and the gloves.
Yeah.
The gloves are not one piece; those are gauntlets. And then
I was
there's a glove.
I was just noticing it right here. Like, yeah, that's different, especially the like Sonic bracelet.
Well, here's what you can't do in those boots. You can't do a lot of flippity, switchity, break dancey moves in those boots. Nor can you do a lot of fancy hand motions where you grab onto your buddy and do some like throw him in the air and another buddy catches him kind of dude perfect shit.
Like I'm sure. I did you think that like okay. When I used to watch Power Rangers, whenever they do a scene where like here like a pen, like they'd have to hold something, like they're very clearly like not able to like grip it properly because of like how big their gloves were. Yeah, so it was always like, oh hey, like gloves too big. Yeah, just not a thing, but it's just like a oh hey.
Well, and this is how they're conquering that is they're using a clearly thinner material for the glove and the shoe in order to allow them to be able to do their crazy flippity switchity kind of stunt stuff. What appears
maybe you're about to hit it. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
No, I just said what appears to be is that these guys are stunt actors. You know, they're the same people that are going to be in the suit. They're not going to be
I would believe that's like a new Ranger team. That's crazy. Like that looks like a promo shot for like the next season of Power Rangers.
Well, yeah, they're you know, this is clearly supposed to be the same people. You know, we're obviously going to meet Jason, Trini, Billy, Zach, and Kimberly, but they're not going to be who we know them to be. Okay, they're not going to be. They're obviously going to be updated versions of them. This is not set in the 90s, obviously.
Hold on a second. I just realized this. You might as well call who's playing Zach. You might as well just call him Rocky. Or not Rocky, Adam. Excuse me.
Well, you can say the same about the Jason Rocky, the Jason Rocky.
Right.
You might as well just call him
TJ Billy over there.
Yeah. Again, it's shades of 2017. You know,
so like
shades of 2017.
Here's what, but it's still though they look more like as we're saying they look more like Adam and Rocky than they do Zach and Jason. It's like why not just use those names?
Here's what I'm wondering because, and this sparked from when we were going through it. Like this isn't on Cider. It was just what he said that triggered it. It was like and we have our Kimberly and I look at her and I'm like okay that's a Pink Ranger who's blonde. That's Cat. Like I feel like that's a little weird. Not that who Hasbro Playmates whatever is probably the most on it, but I feel like somebody might. But I wonder because you pointed out like they're all ninja-fied. I wonder if like these are the ninja kids becoming like Power Rangers or something, or like these are.
I
know
don't
if these
follow
are-
it. My
I
guess
don't know
is these
either,
aren't
yeah.
these
I don't
aren't
think-
Ninja Kids.
I don't think that's them, but I think like that's what the thing is. Like we're regular guys and we're here to like do a Ninja Kids like event, and oh no, the event's being attacked by Goldar, and then these guys like because
That's what
they're
my
stunt
best
actors.
guess about this is, because it's unclear to me if this is going to be a like front to back TV kind of style thing where like we have
Yeah,
a
they're-
procedural story, or if the
no-
story is just going to be there to facilitate an obstacle course that kids go through, and the story concludes at the end with the Rangers and the
Oh, like a
kids helping
special
out to defeat
crossover episode.
the monster. Well, I don't know if it's going to be like this full-on committed series, because we see Goldar, and Goldar, he has missed a few days at the gym.
Yeah, he doesn't look scary anymore.
He's a little light. Goldar's a little light these days. And so my guess is this is going to be kind of like Wipeout, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, is that the Rangers are going to be some type of story facilitating element that gets the kids into an obstacle course that's Power Ranger themed, that Goldar is waving a sword and the putties are in the background, you know? And the kids have to get through the obstacle course, and then Goldar goes, "Curses, they got through the obstacle course." Ah! And then he disappears, you know?
Yeah, that's probably exactly how it's going to go down. I could definitely see it. It's on
I
the
don't
beach
really-
too and everything.
Yeah, I don't really see. This is in Utah, actually. So
Oh, really?
yeah, it's where they're located. So this is where the Ninja Kids is. Because again, it's just a YouTube channel. It's not like
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that blew up and was like, "This is our best attempt to do something with this."
Like, here we go. And we can at least get a Power Rangers collab.
Girls are watching. You know, don't screw up. Girls are watching.
Yeah, right.
But I want
It's our
you-
last chance.
I want you to take a look at this, okay? So there's something that should immediately jump out to you that makes this separate from every other Mighty Morphin
Are these the
reboot.
actual helmets that they're
These are the
using?
helmets that they use that were printed by, I believe this is the Power Rangers Unworthy guys. I think this is the studio behind them. I think that's where this came from. So we'll
Is
talk
it that-
about Power Rangers Unworthy, another stream. That'll be on a Power Rangers
Yeah.
and Chill stream where I explain that. That's quite a wow.
It's a dive.
Power Rangers fan series go pretty fucking hard sometimes. And
We gotta like maybe one day we'll watch that awful like the last Red
The
Ranger
2B
or
one?
whatever,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, yeah.
I'm gonna need a lot of Gatorade for that one. But so I want you to just think about this one. What immediately stands out versus every other Mighty Morphin reboot reimagining?
To me, it's the the use of the White
Bingo.
Ranger.
You got it. And this is what my theory was when I was talking to Nerdigans earlier, is that they're trying to divorce the White Ranger from JDF because he made the Green Ranger his entire identity.
Yeah.
And it's like basically nobody cares about the White Ranger. There's people that stayed on with the series like me. I like the White Ranger
I did.
better than the
I love
Green
it.
one.
I like it more.
So, well, thank
But,
you.
like,
And so,
But
Go ahead.
Snyder, but just like just thinking about like what we were saying earlier with like Adam and Rocky, it's like, dude, White Ranger Tommy was in that season as well of Mighty Morphin. So like it just makes even more sense to have the White Ranger here. If
well,
have
Trina's not
Adam
even
and
an
Rocky.
Asian lady.
No, like it was a different Yellow Ranger in that season as well.
Oh,
Not in the White
Aisha.
Ranger season. Aisha wasn't when the Rangers got Tommy as White right
Yes.
before they all left. Because remember, Tommy
Right.
is still he's the White Ranger in the movie.
Right.
And
we
that's
don't
not
have
or,
Trini
well,
and
okay, wait,
Zach
hold on,
in
let me
it,
rephrase
so-
that. The
No,
movie
Aisha
is
was
the
there.
new guy.
Aisha
Yeah,
was there.
the movies are the new guys, but he does start White and then they transfer over everything, and then he becomes red, black,
And
gold?
Zio.
And Zio,
Yeah, one of them.
he's red.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
what we're
that's
getting
right.
at
Yeah, yeah,
here is that this is my theory, is that they're trying to break JDF away from the White Ranger and try to give that its own identity separate from him. And again, it could be however Hasbro is viewing this kind of stuff, because everything that the Ninja Kids are doing does not look like a deep, in-depth super fan was behind
No.
the creation of it. It looks like people that are like, hey, we'd like to do this collaboration. This is our best shot at nostalgia tickles. But the
And
Green
like, and
Ranger
like
isn't
you're
there.
and they're like, you're the right property for us. We're for kids. We get kids moving and flipping and stuff. Like,
You're cheap.
let's make it happen. yeah.
And so so this is my theory, is that they're trying to break it away because the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger are the two brand icons of Mighty Morphin. For Power Rangers. As much as we
Yeah.
hate it, they're the franchise
it's true.
icon. You throw in the White Ranger, people are like, whoa, who is this guy with his crazy armor? Is this one of those Cayman readers or something? Those Cayman readers?
Ultra guys?
Yeah, is this an Ultra guy? But, I know, this is a Space Sheriff, right? This is Space Sheriff Tiger
I know
guy.
him. Wait, I remember the show. This was Masked Rider. That's what it was.
This is Rom Space Knight. Clearly, this is Rom Space Knight. But, this is the thing is that I really believe that they're trying to break that away because it's not so much that JDF is some poisonous thing on the brand. It's that a lot of people associate him with the Green Ranger, and the White Ranger sort of like doesn't have an identity. So in true fan fiction writer
up for the grabs.
Right. In true fan fiction writer fashion, they're going to try and put people into the White Ranger position and say like, hey, is this a satisfactory mascot man? And they could do it.
Or yeah,
keep
going.
No, well, I was just going to say, we have the unworthy guys here. Their Green Ranger Tommy was a woman. I say was because she died.
In which one?
In Unworthy, in Power Rangers.
Oh,
Unworthy.
yeah.
The guys that made these costumes
yeah.
I think they're on the set of one of their things too. And
like it. I feel like that room is one they've shown before. I feel like that's at like their studio.
I would hope that it is not where they have breakfast. But this again is like they're really putting like a lot of like thought into how they're executing it, not so much in how it fits into the lore. And that's what really perplexes me is like, why so much effort? What is this leading to? And I have to wonder if maybe they're going to try and release these suits as a Playmates collaboration with Ninja Kids to see if it'll sell having the Ninja Kids logo on it with these redesigns.
Ooh, I wasn't fully on board, but then you said that last bit about like seeing if the Ninja Kids logo moves it. I think Cider just nailed it. I could definitely see that.
Because I don't know how to get kids interested in 1993. Their parents weren't even around then. Think about this. The Ninja Kids are like 8 years old. They're not very old. So like their parents at max are at the very least 32, 33. So that means they were literally infants when Mighty Morphin Power Rangers aired. So there's no cultural touchstone for 2 generations of people you're trying to get in to buy into this. So that's why I figured slap the Ninja Kids logo on it. Then they'll care about Power Rangers.
I mean, it's not a bad move. I feel like, how often does that work? It does work nowadays. Like you throw something in a Fortnite collab and the kids know it now. They might not know all about it, but they know it now and they'll recognize it and they'll be more like, oh, I see John Wick Fortnite there. I'll go see John Wick Fortnite Burger King toy or whatever. Like, I think you're onto something.
So, Zent says, I don't know enough. I would have to call my stepbrother. I don't know enough about Power Rangers. I also have a cousin who knows everything about Star Wars. Doesn't everybody?
We all should. We all should.
Right? So, it's one of those ones. Sakura Mita says exactly what we're talking about up here. Power Rangers doesn't have a face like Superman and Batman and Spider-Man and, Man.
It could have been Zayato.
Guy thing.
And that's what they wanted. But then they just like completely crap the bed. Like Simon Bennett just completely crap the bed.
This is what I get into arguments with Power Ranger fans all the time. Is that like, and it's like I'm not one of them. But anyway, other fans.
I was actually talking about this with Sakura Mita a little earlier. There's like he was talking about like, wow, the Power Rangers fandom sucks, and I went, I wouldn't know because I personally like. There's a difference between like fans and fandom, and the fandom people are like insane. Like I don't want to deal with the guys who make it all their lives and like mostly the teenagers who are making all of their profiles like based around it. I'd rather go like, I like Power Rangers. I'd rather like, I'm not looking to meet other people who like Power Rangers and are cool. I'm looking to meet like cool people who also happen to like Power Rangers. So like Cider or Nerdigans, right? Like, So no, Cider, we're on board with you. Don't worry. You are a fan. You're not a fandomer.
Well, I was just explaining that, like, somehow Super Sentai has introduced a new team completely for 50 fucking years, and they didn't choke out at 30. And then somehow they managed to do that. And the reason is, it's very simple, okay? Because every time they release a new red guy, okay, red guy becomes the brand face. red guy is associated with every Super Sentai logo that's put out in that time period. So every
Yep.
time you look at that particular time period, that red guy that is happening at that time, that is the red guy of that year, is the
Yeah, no matter
entirety
who.
of the Super Sentai brand. And that's how it works.
Well,
Now,
it's that, and like a part of that is they will go in and be like, we're gonna make you the face, we're gonna make you the marketing. Because again, remember, they can't, like, it's a thing over in Japan. Like they're looking at it like this is a serious production, even if it's for kids. This is a serious production, and that over here we're going like, okay, yeah, roll. This is so fucking dumb. Oh my god, this is so dumb. Okay, yeah, action. Oh my god, what are we doing? Oh my god.
right.
You know what?
I hate
I gotta wonder if that was more so in line with like later era Power Rangers, because I feel like for like obviously up until maybe I feel like I want to say up until like RPM, it didn't feel like that at all. It felt like they actually liked what they were doing.
Up until RPM, we were kids.
That
It's
is
true.
That's
I went
the
back
problem.
and
No,
I,
but also like I'm talking. This is from someone that like watched Power Rangers as an adult, like all of Power Rangers as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And like you could tell like when they didn't care anymore. You could totally
sure.
tell in the writing.
the
I mean, you could, but I think that belays like the just general this stuff thing Japan, entertainment Japan, or just Japan has been looked down upon. Like all that stuff gets looked down on over here, whether
That's
it's
true.
anime or Japanese cars or video games, what like anything, right? So like there's always been this veneer that you could tell that the people, maybe the actors were in it like for it, or the writers, like you could tell there were people who were passionate working on it, but then
Yeah.
you could also very much tell the executives were made up of Simon Bennett's who were going like,
Yeah.
we have this, but this is so lame. What are we doing here? And that's where it starts going like, we're going all over the place. We're doing weird things, yada, yada, yada. This is kind of unrelated, but Cider, one of the weird things that I somebody brought to my attention this past weekend was like, why did Disney in Samurai, why did they think like kids would believe a very bad CGI gerbil over like just a gerbil with a voiceover?
That's a great question.
It's so weird. Like,
so the Japanese have a lower threshold of believability. So they do a lot of like live theater, and it's a tradition in their culture. So from a young age, they go and they kind of participate in it. So what I'm trying to get at is that like it's just a video camera pointed at a hamster while it's sitting there looking at the camera and moving around in the Japanese footage. It's not like a CGI hamster
Right.
that's backflipping all over the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
place, you know? But Disney was like, nobody will believe that one's the real guy unless he's backflipping. He
Right.
can't be a ninja master gerbil and not doing ninja shit.
I mean, G-Force exists. I mean, we saw.
Huh?
Remember, we saw the
no,
hamster.
nobody liked that movie though.
I know.
Like,
That, no, but I'm saying
that's not a
that-
good example.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's that's
Cats
a bad
versus
movie.
Dogs. That one was
Also,
fun.
it was
The
fun.
First one.
Also
The first-
terrible. But
yeah,
like,
very terrible.
what was I going to say? Like, here's the thing. You know, you hit on it right there, Cider. You said in Japan they have a higher or a lower threshold for believability. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that because we here in the States or in Europe, we all have like theater culture. We all like we've all played pretend. We could all get on board with that. The problem is over here in the West, the second somebody goes like, use your imagination, everybody goes, you're a faggot. And it's like, you're so dumb. Who cares about you? Right? Like that's what they do. And so nobody at this point, nobody is willing to take that risk to go, you know what? It is just a hamster. We're putting it there. Like, and that kind of links back to what I was saying about, why won't they go forward? They keep hitting Mighty Morphin. Why do they keep hitting Mighty Morphin? It's because they're too scared. They go, I know that Mighty Morphin will sell because that's the one everybody knows. They won't go to Zeo because then they go, that means we have to commit to actually getting people to invest. We have to take this seriously and like put it out there. And so until we can like get over that hurdle in America, it's very circular, but like until the West can get over like this fear of looking not childish, like nothing is going to change.
Well, and again, I mean, like we're looking at right here, 50 years of Super Sentai. And as I said, they were able every year to just slap a new red guy on and be like, this is the brand face. And everyone was like, yeah, okay, that's the brand face. Neat. And then next year, the new guy showed up. And
but that's because they care. When Hasbro or Saban or whoever has the property, they just go, okay, we've got one. What do we do with it? Instead of like, here we like, I've got next one.
I want to enter something even more sinister into that, though. Okay. Because I was thinking about, okay, so here's a bit of backstory. Cider, hi, I'm the guy trapped in Gatorade. Cider is very interested in getting involved in making this stuff, either here in the US or in Japan, where the motherlode, the mothership is, the motherland, whatever, Super Sentai Motherland. And so I'm very interested. And so someone proposed that I reach out to a live performance company that works with Sentai with a concept for them. And so while in the process of making that, I came to the realization that in order to get these corporations in on an idea like this, it has to be low investment products. And so what that means is
and highly merchandisable.
Exactly. So that's t-shirts, cups, branded shoes, all the stuff you'll find on like Etsy, Redbubble, that sort of stuff.
Or like Hot Topic, Walmart.
Not individualized toys. That's very expensive because you have to make a special die for every toy you want to make. Now, a die is a mold, if you don't know. And what that is you pour the plastic in and it makes the special gun for the special season. That's very expensive. So this is where Super Sentai has kind of run up against its problems in the past, particularly around Q Ranger, had a lot of merchandise that simply didn't do anything. For whatever reason, it just didn't capture the youth in Japan and it didn't really go anywhere. And so they really, I bring that one up because it was one of the ones that they brought up in their financial meetings of like, this was really bad. And so not that the series was, they just really over merchandised what the market was going to accept. I don't know what happened. Nobody ever said. So either way, what I'm trying to get at is in order to overcome this here in the West, where kids are really more engaged with tablets, they're more engaged with that kind of digital entertainment as opposed to the role play stuff. In order to get them involved in that, you have to meet them halfway. And so I said, let's just take what is Super Sentai and take out the giant robot fights out of it, take the rubber suits out of it, and move the plot into CW Arrowverse territory. So now you have that 8 to 14-year-old market that's very engaged in this soft drama. Like, oh no, there's a bad guy and he kissed my girlfriend. I'm going to brood on the rooftop about it. That kind of stuff. Because it gets the teenagers in, and teenagers spend stupid amounts of money on the skins and video games. They spend stupid amounts of money on this merchandise stuff. Like I got a Power Rangers branded hoodie here, $400 from Gucci, that kind of stuff. And that's where the company will get their money out of teenagers in this audience, as opposed to making the individualized toys.
See, so, I actually completely disagree with what you just said there, because I really don't think that you should be compromising that vision like that. Because like, okay, yes, you can make some concessions in trying to get partners, but when you go, get rid of the suits, get rid of the giant robots, get rid of the monster. Okay, then what am I'm watching Supernatural. That's the kind of the same thing we always complain about not respecting the source material. That to me is just failure, like ready to go. To me, the real issue is not, do we, can we get the kids on the tablets? Can we get them on the shoe? That's not any of it. It really is somebody taking this genuine and seriously and not just treating us like corporate products. Look at Skibbity Toilet. What the fuck even is that? Who knows? But it's got a saga of stories that kids are super invested in, even though for us, we go, Gmod head in the toilet. But it's that sincerity. It's that treating your audience like you're on the same level with them, instead of going like, you're all dumb kids, go buy our toys. Because that mentality only lasts for about a year or two if you have like good parents. So I would say if you go and you got to look for the right partner. You don't go to the CW, you go to Sci-Fi, you go to Max or whoever. The base problem of Sentai is not, can we merchandise it? It's that nobody wants to take it seriously. You You cannot, as a person in any realm, whether you're like promoting a band or trying to sell a comic book or whatever, no, you can never ever be a genuine like voice if you don't honestly believe in what's like what you're doing. And that always comes through. Think about every time we see a movie with Harrison Ford, right? We go, oh God, like we know Harrison Ford doesn't want to be here. Like he's so crotchety. And we laughed at it and we know that. But then you see an interview with him and he's just like, it was shit. I don't know why I'm here. Like it just goes like, okay, then why the hell should I care about your product if you're not going to care about your product? And that's what comes across with Sentai is all of us, anybody who's older than the age of like 16 is like, why do they just keep doing Mighty Morphin? And the younger ones are going, why do we care? You're not like talking to us.
So the reason why I suggested all this is because in the brand itself, if you're planning to use any of the footage, you have a bit of a problem when it comes to expectations of parents, not necessarily the ratings. So when we look at what Power Rangers is executed as today and has been in the past, very simply put, it's aimed at younger children because they tend to engage with role play toys more than the 8 to 14-year-old market does. The 5-year-old's more likely to pick up one of the plastic swords and have fun with it as opposed to an 8-year-old. It's just, it's not inherently evil. It's just one of the things. And so the problem is that today versus 1993, 2005, this sort of era, we're looking at parents that expect media not to abruptly drop violence on their children. So you're watching an episode.
Nobody cares about violence, Cider. Like, America's a fucked up place, and that's one of the reasons. Like, oh no, I see a shoulder, but oh yeah, let little Timmy decapitate on, like, nobody cares about that.
It's the weirdest thing. It's such a backwards mentality.
So I get that is what's happened. So what I'm trying to explain, though, is that parents, by and large, have a problem with the abrupt violence. It always has been a problem. Moms of America nearly took Power Rangers off the air in the 90s because of it. And so the biggest issue that it has is that the violence doesn't match up with the story. And the issue with the story is that it facilitates selling toys. And the biggest problem with that is it has to have these instances that keep the children interested. Now, I gather you can sell Gundam Gunpla kits with these robots very easily. They should. Bandai has control of this. They should be doing it. I get that. But the problem is that Western audiences don't really move into that yet. And in order to get them interested, this needs to move up into that supernatural territory. It needs to move into that territory in order to appeal to the teenagers that will fund it to get it off the ground here.
Look at every anime. Look at Dan to Dan. Look at like everything that's come. Demon Slayer. Those are all new things that went for kids. Like we don't need. I fundamentally disagree with going. We need to edge up and older up this story to sell it to everybody. No, like that's, they don't do that in Japan. They go, Sentai is for kids. If everybody just said, yes, Sentai is for kids and accepted it and was cool with it. Like I know that, Kamen Rider is a kid's show. It is made for, it airs on the Saturday morning block at 8 a.m. I still like it, but I can fully recognize I'm not the target audience, right? Like I'm older. I can still enjoy it, but they're making that for kids. So if you want to do Sentai or if you want to do any of this, just bring it over here and be sincere about it. Like that's literally all it takes.
I gotta agree. And the thing is, we've talked about this time and time and again. Like when we were growing up, Western kid shows used to have that same sincerity. Now, like especially with how kind of Cider worded it, it's like it's even more infantilized. I think that's
infantilized. Yeah,
infantilized. Like you gotta stop that. Like stop treating kids like they're dumbasses. Kids aren't stupid. I mean, for Christ's sakes, adults like watching Bluey, and Bluey is for kids, and it is such a sincere show. That's like the best example off the top of my head in terms of modern shows. But like as Spencer was saying, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Jujutsu Kaisen's more on the mature side of things, and Dandan is as well. But like Kimetsu no Yaiba is the best example. I mean, Demon Slayer. Breaking, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's breaking.
Just for those who don't know, yeah,
it's breaking records right now. It's broke a pre-sale record. I mean, it broke records during COVID.
Like I went to the San Diego Del Mar Fair when it was in town like 2 months ago, and they have a big exhibit hall where kids like of all grades will submit things, and it's just like you get ribbons or it just goes on display. And so many of like the young kids who did like drawings had just Demon Slayer everywhere, and I was like, damn, I guess it's still popular even though it's been over for like a decade.
Well, and see, this is just what I'm getting at is that when you take a look at a Sentai series, just any old one, and you just drop that in America, it is going to automatically get a PG-13 rating and be eliminated from the audience it's tended to sell toys to. Because there's themes of death, there's themes of sex, there's nudity, they call each other bastard, they reference hell. The characters are called Satan.
So you change that, you don't change the entire tone of what that show is. If you start removing the robots and you remove the suits and then you start adding in melodrama, what is that? That's not Power Rangers.
Well, no, this is the argument you'd make about comics, though, because when you take a look at the Green Arrow stuff of the era and the Flash stuff, the majority of their stuff has been fluffy. It's only been the past 30 years that they've really hardened up. And so
what
when
do
you
mean
get into
by hardened up?
Well, they become a bit more edgier. We didn't get Eobard Thawne until 1990s. The Reverse Flash, the guy that was like destroying 84. Flash's bloodline in 84. So
He's
again, like
racist.
Right. And so you have like these psychopaths showing up in the story. And that's what I mean is that it begins more than Captain Cold is robbing a bank and we got to stop him is what I'm trying to get at. And so the Flash television show took that and evolved that into a more sincere representation.
But the Flash wasn't aimed at kids.
That's what I'm getting at is that this wouldn't be aimed at kids.
But that's a missing form. That's a miss. That right there on its face, I can't agree with. If you want to do a more teenage-focused Sentai thing or Toku thing, go ahead. You know, if we're doing an adaptation, go get Gavin or something like something that hasn't been touched. But the second you start going, this traditionally kids' property, let's make it super dark and edgy. How many times have we complained about that exact same thing?
Like, I'm not saying make it super dark and edgy. What I'm saying is raise the stakes of the story. What I'm saying is take the robots out because those are the individual toys that cost a lot of money to make. No. Then you have to redo the scenes.
Fundamentally, we're at a bad spot. You can't take that out. That is taking out an entire chunk of the identity. It doesn't matter if they're in there just to sell toys. You don't have Sentai without your giant robots.
They're hard to sell.
It doesn't matter. No. Then don't adapt it. If you're too afraid of ooh, I'm not going to sell this toy, you don't care about the property, then don't license it. Leave it to somebody like me or theoretical business me who goes, all right, I'm going to bring this over as Sentai as what it is.
Well, and that's just it, is that like if you do, it's going to get a PG-13 rating anyway and be eliminated from the market that would be buying the toys. There's a lot of adult visuals and themes.
Though, but here's the problem. We can, as we saw with Power Rangers, yes, America sucks and is way more puritanical than we need to be.
Sure.
With those cards dealt, as we saw with every other series, there are ways to cut things out, change names. I mean, in Dragon Ball, they had Hell and they changed it to the Home for Infinite Losers, right? Like you can do things like that. It sucks, but it's not completely destroying the identity. The second you start going, well, here's a Sentai episode with no giant robot fights. Then what am I really, and no costumes? So what am I watching? I'm watching Naomi?
No, this is what I'm getting at, is that rather than having these Monster of the Week episodes, you have reoccurring, like the Buffy style villains. You would have villains that have their plot foiled and then go back and retreat and return again. Sort of like what happened with Goldar for so many years. This is why these guys became, right. What I'm proposing is not chopping up a Super Sentai series. What I'm proposing is taking the suits out of the series and refilming a new, more mature process that would have.
I think that's bad.
That's not what people would want. And also,
that isn't what people. That you're thinking of. How do I sell this in America? Great, but we've been on the other side of that coin for the last 6-7 years, right? Where what would we as the fans actually want to see them do and actually progress this? I know it's not about chopping up and doing that, right? Like, okay, we're not using old Sentai footage. That being said, there is still no reason then that we can't just keep the robot fights, keep the suits, and add drama to it. Like, I'm not against upping the stakes in the plot, but the second you start going, they're not in suits, they're not fighting monsters, and they're not in robots because
they're
nobody's
not
going to
fighting
believe
the
it.
monsters. They're still the suits. They're still morphing, doing their thing. When you look at the Power Rangers Hexagon proposal that Saban put out for After in Space, the process well, what they were looking at is they were trying to connect the universe together into a way that it kept aging up with the audience that was built in with Mighty Morphin leading up into space. What they wanted to do was keep that audience that was like tweens into 13-year-olds that had,
which is such a bad idea.
Well, and
that's
again,
not how the series is supposed to work. We've talked about this. You're supposed to, I have this series, maybe I watch the next 4. Now I'm out of it, and it keeps going for that next. You might still like it, but you're not supposed to stay the core audience for Sentai past like 12.
Sure. And again, this is what I'm trying to propose, though, is that in order to keep this alive in the West, it has to do something different. Because what's worked
Why
is
can't,
that
and why can't? Or go ahead, yeah.
I was just going to say is we don't have the children interacting with the role play toys that are essential to keeping the thing on the air.
But
without those sales.
But the thing is, we haven't tried actually being serious and going, here's Sentai, here's what it is. It is always, look at how goofy it is, right? Like, whoa, Power Rangers, goofy suits. Destroying its identity isn't bringing over Sentai. It's just making American Toku, which is fine. Go make that series. But if you're going, here's Power Rangers, and all of a sudden we're getting super grim CW, everybody's breaking up all the time, that's not going to keep the teenagers interested either. The main demographic for those CW shows were like mid-20s to late or early 30s. The kids aren't tuning into that.
And also, I do want to point this out. We're not dealing with broadcast TV regulations anymore like we were back in the 2000s. We're dealing with streaming. So you don't have to worry about the violence and crap anymore.
You still slightly would, because if it, depending on who has it, like if it goes on Paramount Plus or Disney Plus or even YouTube, like YouTube would be the worst. They'd be the hyper strictest about it.
Yeah.
Well,
so you still have to play the rule ball a little bit.
You have RPM here, and RPM took Go-Onger, which is practically a colors and letters learning experience. It's very gentle most of the time, and turned it into the Terminator has wiped out the majority of humanity. In fact, we've been reduced to one single city. And by the way, everybody who has a Power Ranger here, their family's dead, and they died on screen.
And guess what it also kept? The giant robots.
Sure, it had to sell
and
toys.
the suits.
This is what I'm saying. Like, you can't remove that such essential parts of Sentai and then go, let me sell you Sentai. Because then everybody goes, that's not Sentai. It's like going, I got pizza, there's no cheese on it. Well, I didn't think a lot of people would be in for cheese. And it's only one part of the pizza experience. Well,
and this is because you expect that out of Sentai. If you were new to this whole process, you wouldn't know the difference.
But that's the
It
problem.
would be Kamen Rider with Power Rangers. That's
but that's
all.
the problem. I'm not making a new property. You're talking about how do we get people in the West into Sentai? It is not by tricking them and making a completely different property. You do that and you run into the exact same problem we're in now when this current roster of writers or producers leaves the building. Now you go, oh, we have this edgy Power Rangers thing. What do we do? Let's keep hitting the classics. Let's go. That's not, I expect that of Sentai because that's what Sentai told me to expect. That is what Sentai has presented itself as. So if you're trying to present it as Garo, I'm going to go, that's weird. That's not what I wanted. Just like we all love like, think about this. Superman. We all love Superman. The big blue, the gentle guy, the guy who's going to lead you and comfort you. But for so long, everybody went, that's gay. Superman should kill and he should be edgy. And what did we get? We got Man of Steel. We got Injustice. We got like 20 years of comics where that was the only thing. And everybody goes, that sucks. You know who jumps into that? The people who don't care about these properties anyway. The Snyder Bros, who only like one thing. That hyper fixate on, I love the Snyderverse. They're not checking out any other DC thing. They've never checked out a video game. They've never checked out a trade paperback. But they went, oh, cool, super edgy Superman. I'm in for that. And then you go, okay, well, let me try to show you All-Star Superman. And they go, that's lame. That's not what I wanted. So now trying to trick people, this is what all of these media companies have done in these like last few decades. trying to go for a demographic that does not inherently care about your property is going to lead to disaster. What you do is you lean into what people love about your property and you hope other people come along. Now, that doesn't mean you keep it awful or you don't make changes. I'm fully on board with this idea of what if we had maybe a slightly more mature running plot. I'm cool with that. That sounds like a good idea. They do that, like you said, in Kamen Rider. I don't think that we need to do that at the expense of making sure nobody laughs at us, right? Take away the suits, take away not the suits, but like take away the monsters, take away the robots, get rid of that goofy stuff so we're taken seriously. Now you're just
I'm not making the case
like
to be serious. I'm just making the case to make it a profitable thing. Right now, it'll be if it's brought over 1-to-1, even with gentle adjustments, it'll be aged out of the demographic that buys the toys.
It doesn't have to be. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, even in your examples of making a brand new Sentai, you can make a brand new Sentai that's aimed for Americans, that maybe takes things a little more serious, and still keep that PG by understanding what are you shooting around. Don't shoot footage that's appealing to the 20-year-olds. Shoot footage that's appealing to the 5-year-olds, the 6-year-olds. That's why, like, Mario's never gone to make a first-person shooter, because that's a complete demographic mismatch to the property.
Well, I'll give you a good example of this. We'll have to wait and find out how Ninja Kids handles this, because it'll probably be a pretty good example of where the demographic is, if the kids turn out for this or not. So we'll have to watch and find out if they treat genre this way or try to associate children that are in their tweens with it. We'll have to wait and find out, because they're not going to goof around. They're a multi-million-dollar YouTube channel. They're not like Saban and Hasbro that could just screw around with a few $1 million and go, oops. They have to like turn out clicks per minute. And so obviously they're going to be hitting all the nails on the head. But it's just where I come down on it. It's not that I want it to be taken more seriously. It's that it just isn't going to fit in today's market without.
That's the problem, though. You're trying to go, how do we make it fit in today's market, instead of saying we're making our own market over here. Like, you don't need your next property to always be an Avengers thing. That's the bullshit thing that's happened ever since, like, honestly, since Reagan took over our fucking economy. Line always has to go up. Ever since we ceded power to the corporations, line always has to go up. And that hits us into this mentality of, oh shit, I need to make the most profit possible. How can I change what I have to appeal to the most people? And then you go, wow, I have slop. I would be super happy if they just said, we're bringing over Sentai, we're doing Cider Sentai, and they kept it aimed at kids. Maybe it's not the most maybe it's not the most profitable thing in the world. Maybe it's not, Squishmallows, but maybe it enjoys a sizable fandom, a sizable amount of people out here who like what you're doing. Then that grows, or you just have a solid base that you can keep selling figures to out like here.
I guess we're just not going to agree on it, I suppose. I'll have to wait and find out if I hear back from that corporation to find out what they think. But speaking of corporations, we do have Gundam GQX, and the director.
I do have to.
This is not on. Oh yeah, this is not Anno, by the way. Just to clarify, so if anybody, I noticed there are people in the comments section on this video and the channel that were thinking it's Anno. It's not. It's Surumaki. Surumaki. And he directed probably Fooly Cooly is the most famous one you'd recognize. If you're not a hardcore anime fan, you just kind of hung out on Adult Swim when you were like, just bored or whatever, and watched Cowboy Bebop, FLCL would come on and kind of just be weird and fun and interesting. And there was a guy with a TV head who was a space pirate. It was neat. Anyway, that guy, he came out and he's like, hey, by the way, don't know if Gundam's going to be Gundam in 10 years because kids aren't really feeling machines anymore. They're feeling the video games and the mutant character that innately, biologically, or psionically possesses the ability to do combat. Whereas the Gundam is built on young man needs machine to carry out his don't have war agenda.
I feel bad. Poor Gundam. Like, Gundam's got to do something more innovative, I guess, to get the kids back in. Like, once another big Gundam series comes along, I think they'll get them. I think they'll get the kids. There's hope. Right, Kitty? There's hope.
So, like I said, though, is that this guy he came out and he said, I was so focused on wanting to work as an animator that I never considered directing or producing. So when it comes to the aspects of directing beyond the visuals, such as sound, music, and editing, I'm still feeling my way through and honestly don't fully understand them yet. Anno is exceptional. This is the lead director or producer, the guy that was in charge. Not only in script writing and in visual design, but also in those areas. Even when observing his work up close, I struggle to articulate or theorize those aspects. I have been able to learn and make them my own. And so he's explaining how he kind of came into this whole thing, explaining that he respects Anno and decisions that brought him into having the job. He's very, explaining what he's trying to say here. And so he moves into explaining that the mecha genre is kind of fading out. And what he has an opinion on about that is this. This is his opinion. This isn't like a famous lawyer saying this. So he says, when I was a child, motorcycles and cars were objects of admiration. In that vein, I think there was an idea of pilotable robots, which served as tools that could allow one to surpass adults as if leaping straight into adulthood. However, I think the current younger generation doesn't need that. All right. So he says, even in today's manga and anime, the protagonists wield superpowers that surpass adults more intuitively through magic or psychic abilities. In games, you can freely control characters on the screen using a controller. Maybe that's enough for them. And so he says, I wonder if they even understand what it means to pilot a robot. The generation that once aspired to motorcycles and cars is still barely active, but in another 10 years, the Gundam series may not survive. While creating Evangelion Rebuild series, I once again felt the need to update the meaning of robots. So what he's explaining here is that, like, in the current genre, the child soldier inside of a giant robot thing is a bit threadbare from what he's seeing in his perspective. He's not seeing a lot of other spaces inside of the industry that are being as passionately about mecha as Gundam is, I guess. So
I think there just needs to be more mecha series coming out. Because, like, even I'm just thinking about it, even like, say, a Sentai series like Ranger Reject, there's really no mecha in there.
Well, and Black Pill Timon says stop making crap. Well,
yeah, Witch of Mercury wasn't that good, and from what I've heard, GQX wasn't that good either.
GQX, they did a lot of new things and a lot of old things at the same time, and that tends not to go well. Dragon Ball Z Evolution would be a good Dragon Ball Evolution would be a good example of trying new things and old things at the same time, and they tend not to mix well. As you know, this Gundam, of course, was inventive in its design and its execution, how it moved around. As usual with Anno's mecha, the Evangelion Eva is being very physical and parkour-y. They had sneakers, giant sneakers. I wonder what Nike paid to get part of that deal. But
they probably paid a lot.
But the giant robot genre in Japan has been kind of a roller coaster since probably the middle 2000s. I like to point to Megas XLR not as being related to this, but sort of as like a landmark as when mecha started to waffle in its popularity. Again, it's not because of Megas XLR. It just seems to be like that's a really good landmark to when like people started to, move away from it or have less passion for it, I guess. Yeah. And so this is what he's reporting is that group of people that stayed on, right, that got into Gundam, perhaps through G Gundam, Gundam Wing in the early 90s, early 2000s sort of era, those people are starting to fade out because, of course, they're aging out of being a fan and into, like, things that keep them relegated to picking up older merchandise that sort of rewards their nostalgia. We see that a lot. And so this is what he's explaining, is that like the future of Gundam is in peril because the newer fans of this style of entertainment aren't as engaged with the process of getting inside of a robot and doing crazy shit inside of it. Instead, they're more engaged with things like Mob Psycho is pretty old now. So like Jujutsu Kaisen, I guess, is the best example of guy has power to do amazing things.
Well, Dan
Pretty much.
Probably, well, I think
Yeah, Dan.
Well,
Like, I feel like
I can't say
I feel like
Jujutsu
lots
Kaisen
of
and My
them.
Hero is a good example anymore because anime is ending for My Hero this year.
But I still
The
think
manga
at
already ended.
base, like just thematically, I think those two work. Like it's just about I'm kid, I get amazing power automatically. Like very Peter Parker-y, but they're already like know how to use their power. I don't know. Well, Deku's a
Like
little.
I feel like One Piece is a better example.
Sure. I mean, it still keeps attracting people. But again, this is where the problem comes in, is that once again, we're up against talent versus who's available to do this stuff. And it's not that people are untalented that are involved with these mecha shows. It's that it involves a bit more consistency from panel to panel, screen to screen, than sort of flowing clothes and a sword with a moving background does. When you have something like this right here, it takes a different type of animator than someone who's usually working on like a high-speed fight in My Hero Academia. And so it's been talked about for a while now that mecha is just sort of faded out in the art style because they're just like, we'll let CGI handle this. And you focus instead on like making your characters look super cool and fluid motion and following what works corporately, and we'll let the computer handle the robots. And in the past, man, was Thunderbolt? Yeah, Thunderbolt had CGI in it too. So I would say maybe the past 8 years, it's been like really full of CGI Gundam. The series that have come out in the past 8 years have been like chock full of CGI Gundam. I don't remember it in Iron Blooded Orphans, but I'm sure it's there somewhere.
Definitely an IBO. It's definitely an IBO. I know it is.
Okay. And that's all.
I looked at
think
that
that's
when I was watching.
I think that was like the first one. No. Unicorn was the first one that really like used that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
definitely Unicorn.
I don't think there was a single. No, there were a few hand-drawn shots of Banshee. But I was going to say, I don't think there was a single frame of Banshee that wasn't CGI.
It's like his intro shot. And then it's like automatically like go into CGI model.
Well, Zentz, I don't think it's drugs that have anything to do with it. I think it's really the fact that, hell,
it's good to do drugs. Everybody do more drugs. I support it.
The demand behind mecha anime is kind of bizarre. Like, I can't explain it because I'm here in the West and it's always new to us because we don't do a lot with giant robots. We just kind of do with guy who has powers and can punch things super hard and or bulletproof. That's kind of our thing. That's our rock stock superhero guy. Whereas Japan, when I was a kid, was very engaged in giant robots. Just about everything in Japan had some giant robot tie-in or commercial twist joke to it or something. Everything was transforming. Even, we saw that in 2016 with Donald Trump transforming and blowing up the planet. That was some
into a
Japanese
massive pedophile. It was
and
a great transformation.
So and now it's not so much. Like he was explaining, what he's seeing is that the market itself is demanding more mutant kids, more kids that have like a built-in power.
So, yeah, I want to dive into this because where that difference is coming up is very, very cultural, and not in the sense of East versus West, but where we are right now as a just society, kind of a human society, right? What I think you guys already covered it. When he brings up, like, when he was a kid, the thought of getting a bike or getting a car, right? Like we strove for that. I mean, I remember being 14, 15 going, I cannot wait until I can get a car just to go. And back then there was the sense of like, we wanted to be adults, not necessarily like we wanted to, do taxes or everything. But as a kid, there's that mystique of like, I can be an adult. I can do anything. Like, I want to be that. I don't like being told what to do. Right. So you see that with a lot of, Gundam protagonists or other mecha where they live in a certain society and they decide, I'm going to, break out of here. I'm going to get in the robot. I'm going to do X, Y to change things. And that's what that really was the core thing in the 70s, 80s, 90s was this idea for kids where you want to be grown up because then that gives you freedom. So what do cars and all these transportations, that gives you a sort of, what's the word? Placebo for that adultness, right? Like you have a car, you can go anywhere you want. You can go do all, sure, you can't get into places like a bar and maybe you can't go rent a car or whatever, right? But you've still got like, to the kid, like that feels like freedom. And that's something you strive for and you want to get out there because you want to go, I want to make my way. With how fucked everything is across the board economically, a lot of that doesn't exist anymore, especially in the sense of, if you're a kid now, I genuinely feel bad because what do you have to look forward to? All of your country politicians have sold you out. Everything is run by corporations now. Things are unbearably expensive and nobody wants to do anything except continue giving breaks to the rich. There's no reason for these kids to want to grow up and go be adult because what exists out there for them? Desolation. Nothing. They're not getting a home. They have the people they listen to all the time are telling them every woman is a whore. Every woman has OnlyFans, or they're telling them every male is going to beat you. Like there's nothing out there for that. So they would rather go, oh, something was handed down to me where I can now make change things instead of I want to be an adult, because who would want to be an adult now? It sucks.
I can't really argue with what that's coming through because Japan is under a deeper pressure cooker than we are in this.
I mean, we're facing the collapse of our country. They're facing the collapse of their population. It's different, but yeah, they're sort of there.
Well, moreover, that the media has tilted itself to serve a very old demographic. The industry, the government itself has tilted very hard to service the elderly. And so homes for young people are a bit difficult to come across, whereas elder care facilities pop up over and over and over again. Rent is very high because of this, because shelter is in demand. Multi-generational
I know,
homes.
it's just like here. It fucking sucks here.
Right,
America's at a shitty low point right now.
It's just a higher pressure cooker because, as you said, they're up against they're on an island. They'll run out of people. There's not more people from other parts of the continent to come and help. And so the pressure they're under forces them to think like, a machine I can't afford, like you say, a machine I can't afford, a machine I don't have hopes of building on my own either.
It's not about the machine. It's not about, can I get a car physics? It's not about that object. It's about what does that object give you? And it's that adult freedom. And that does not exist. There is no reason to get a car because there is no adult freedom anymore.
But I mean, that's a hikikomori. They don't.
It's not. I need you to understand. It's not just isolated cases where one guy has given up on life and stays inside. This is everybody across the board. Everything economically in every Western country, every Eastern country, everything is going to dog shit. Nobody has any hope. We see all of our politicians, whether on the left or right, no matter where you are, do not care about you. They're all just jerking themselves off and trying to cover up their crimes. What the fuck there's no reason for them to want to grow up. There's no incentive for them to want to get freedom because all that exists out there is now you come into our fucking corporate job for 400 years of your life and you afford a house that is 1 bedroom and a shack and you appreciate it. I don't blame them.
Okay. It's the black pill hour.
It's not the like. It is the black pill.
Well, this
everything
is reality.
fucking sucks right now. Yeah, like
I agree. I'm living it. I
am. I would love to have a house, but because of all the fucking tax breaks we've given to all the goddamn rich people and the corporations over the years, I can't afford shit, and nobody wants to help me. Anytime I ask for help, I get the fucking boomers and all the MAGA shitheads going, you should work harder. You should do more for this. Or I get the Democrats going, well, we'll solve it. And they just don't do anything. So like, why does anybody have any reason to believe in any of the institutions we have right now? Like there isn't. Nobody is giving us a reason. We have to find it ourselves, if anything.
I understand that. I've been fighting the system like my entire life. I mean, I have to navigating, and Spencer, you should know this too because you lived in California. Fighting the system, especially the red tape in California, is the worst thing ever.
It's anywhere. Like, that's the problem. Like, everywhere has oodles and oodles of red tape that make things unnecessarily complicated for no reason. Whether you're in Japan or Europe or Africa, bureaucracy strangles the fuck out of motivation.
Well, we can have faith in one institution. Bandai
kill your politicians.
Maybe not Luigi.
Punk mentality.
Maybe I don't know what Neo Nepal's Mandala Gundam is finally here after a bajillion years. Bandai finally comes through.
Gundam.
Still no Tequila Gundam. Correct.
That, like, I saw somebody make a tweet, and it's like, this is such a pointed dig at like Tequila Gundam fans, and I'm like, yeah, I know.
It's really calling shame on people. You know, feels bad, man.
You know what else feels bad is that, like, so I saw this and I went, I would like that, and then I saw that they've done a full, like, they've done already the oh my god, what were they called? The card team, the main Gundams, like the 5 main Gundams, except for Bear Gundam. Like, they've done Doman and Shenlong and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I would want to get the whole set. These are P Bandai exclusives, which, if you guys don't know, that is Bandai's like premier retail. Everything is super limited and it's super fucking upcharged. And it's just like, well, no.
eBay. This is where eBay comes through.
No, it's not, because eBay.
Really?
No, we are not in. You got to understand something. I don't know when, like, how often you use eBay or for what. Like, gone are the days of, ooh, somebody doesn't know what they have. Everybody has the internet in their pocket. They can go, like, fucking, like, Red Yeti water bottle. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, it's retailing for about 15. I'm gonna make it for about 15.
Yeah, because I got a good chunk of my Japanese merch, imported it from Japan, like via eBay back in like 2016, 2017-ish.
We can't do that anymore now.
Yeah.
Like if, in case you guys haven't heard, both the EU and Japan are stopping all shipments, like postal shipments, to the US because of the fucking tariff bullshit. Because they have no idea. Trump said, instead of, being smart, like an actual intelligent human being would do, and work with these people to make a plan for his dumbass like wish, which in the first place is fucking retarded. He just went, nope, it's done. So now we can't get anime merch. We can't get anything.
And yet people are like saying, oh, tariffs are going to save us. I'm like, dude, you don't know what a freaking tariff is. Shut up.
I just think of that Rev Says Desu tweet, right? Like, remember, you won. You wanted what's best for the country. It's like,
none of these people know what freaking tariffs are, I swear.
So
that's what I'm saying. Everything's fucked. But even this, like, I wish I could get this, but I don't want to just get one without the rest of the set.
Oh, I moved on. Sorry.
No worries.
Go back. Here we go.
Oh yeah, Tron. That's all good. That's all I had to say. If we're done, we're done.
Oh, okay.
Looks cool. Might be cool.
So, seeing as how we can't have Sentai here because of tariffs, we have Sentai at home, and this is Sentai at home. we have Power Rangers Grid Champions. Apparently, this is what we're gonna get here. I just pulled that out of my ass, by the way, Hasbro. You're welcome.
Poor man's Sentai.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough. I this is real rough. There was a show in, it was called Hollow Man, right? It was Hollow Man. You remember Hollow Man?
I remember the movie. I didn't know there was a show.
Yeah, there was a show called Hollow Man, and I think it took advantage of like TV shows having a different copyright or something. I don't know. But Hollow Man was quite literally like a holograph projected man, and he was like the super ego of a nerd. And he just projected himself, and he had a hollow car and a hollow bike, and it was like this is Tron, but legally distinct. And he's in the real world now because it's different. Get it? Yeah. And it was really trying. I think it was called Hollow Man.
Wait, what network was this on?
Probably CBS. It feels very early.
It sounds very
NBC,
CBS,
maybe. I don't know. But whatever had like Street Hawk, because it was done like kind of in the same idea of Street Hawk, but with like computers. Everything's computer.
Everything's computer.
So this is like that. It's like Hollow Man 2025, like Hollow Man 3D. Oh, there it is. That's what I'll do. I'll remake the logo and recut the trailer for Hollow Man 3D
Hollow Man with Tron.
Yeah. But so Tron Ares, they did it. They came to the real world, and he is the realest man, and he's part of a super soldier program because
they did
the military found out about the Trons, and they said, we want the Trons in the military. And then they did. And Ares was like, hey, those are my friends. And here we are. That's what I got out of the trailer. Because the trailer was like, we found that the grid has some dumb bullshit on it, sir. And he's like, make them in the military, man. And they were like, hey, look at these guys. They can get shot and no blood, and it disappears. Like, all of them, they're like perfect assassins. Because if they fuck up, they disappear. And it shows a guy, like, getting executed. And then they just reprint a bunch of Tron Ares guys. It's like Jared Leto's wet dream of having, like, multiple versions of himself.
That's what I'm fucking, like... I was actually really excited for this movie, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go Tron. Everything I was seeing was like, this looks great. Why is it fucking Jared Leto? I want this pedophile cult leader like gone. Like, can we just get him out of Hollywood? Nobody likes you. Like, go.
It's a really tall order. Like, this guy's so fucking weird to begin with, and he just looks like evil Jesus. He just looks like evil Jesus.
And like he actually, when I said he's a cult, like a pedophile cult, I'm not kidding. Like he hosts like retreats where people like gather and follow, and he like talk, and I'm like, he looks like Jesus. He's acting like Jesus.
No.
He probably has something on his fucked up brain. Like,
oh no.
It's just such a weird, like, DC stuck with or Warner Brothers stuck with Ezra Miller, Disney sticking with Jared Leto. All right.
Guess.
It's Ezra Miller, Electric Boogaloo. That's what this is.
Yeah, there we go. He just has to kidnap a kid and go on a
like the
pregnant woman.
Yeah, right. Yeah, seriously. I mean, hey, Tron doesn't release for like another month. We've got time for him to hit the trail.
Such a bad joke. I don't know. Okay, there's like people watching. If there's somebody who wants to cancel me, here you go. So George Floyd's record was broken by Ezra Miller, and now it's up to Jared Leto's to break the record of punching pregnant women.
30 seconds to cult.
So this is my problem with the Tron thing, okay? So Tron Legacy was a neat story, but I don't know many people that were like, what happened next? Because Tron, the original story, was pretty open and shut. It left the idea open that Flynn could go back and play again in the grid, but with, like, of course, I'm going to die if I screw up stakes, like he did in the first time. It didn't really, like, Flynn is stuck in the game forever. He got out. And then Tron Legacy came in and said, well, what if he was like an adrenaline junkie and just went back and did it over and over and over again until he took over and remade the world in his image? And that part kind of gets left out in the reviews. How he like remade the grid in his image. And
I actually didn't mind Tron
that was the
Legacy
point,
that
though.
much.
Well, it was really, well, the IOs were very important, but they were all wiped out. You remember? They were very important, but they were all wiped out. There's only one left, and she was very pretty, and we all liked that. That was very cool. Good job. We like that part, Disney. Very good job with that casting.
There were a lot of them still. Remember, they saw him like over the ridge.
Well, no, that was the point of her. She was the last one because Clue killed them.
Not the last. She's just close. He's keeping her close. Like that's.
I thought that was when he blew up. When he blew up the IO's living area, that was the whole inciting incident of Clue, is that they were evil and bad, and he had to wipe them out.
He did that, but he didn't kill all of them. He's trying to, but they still exist.
So why is Olivia's? She's just the one?
Like Israel and Palestine, huh?
So Olivia's character is important. Clue, she's not Clue. She's something else. But because she's fighting back, is that why she's different?
No, she's the first to like develop consciousness or whatever it is. Like it's something like that. But the end of the movie is basically like she's special because now she's a program in the real world.
Right. But that's what the point was, is that the IOs arrived at consciousness, and that's what made them so unique, and that's what made Clue jealous of them and want to wipe them out, because they had the ability to tell Flynn to fuck off.
Yeah, I'm just saying he wasn't done.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, I'm curious. I didn't mind Tron Legacy at all.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
I don't hate it. It's just one of those things like it's more story, but I don't know why.
I don't think this movie's necessary though. I really don't.
That's my question is like, was anybody asking if Clue figured a way out and why he didn't send himself?
Well, no, but like, okay, I kind of fundamentally disagree with this road we're going down. Like, who asked for this? Like, okay, there are some times when we go, who asked for this movie or whatever, but then like, yes, nobody was maybe demanding more of that specific story, but people want more Tron. So of course they're going to make a movie. Like I'm not confused by that. Well, I'm not confused. Like, I'm not confused at why they're making a new Tron movie. Like, that makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
People want more Tron. You have the property. Make the movie. It's not rocket science.
They had so much with what was that cartoon? Tron cartoon. Hold on. There's only one. Tron Uprising.
I want to call it Ares, but I don't think that's right.
No, it's Tron Uprising.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And it was beautiful. And it was perfect in every way.
I don't know why they killed that. Like, I mean,
like, this is what they should be doing. Like, if they wanted to continue this, they could have worked their military guy into all of this. It worked out perfectly to have the military influencing the control programs. But no, psych, it's Jared Leto, and he's got a motorcycle. He cut a police car in half like that Marvel movie you like. Or those other Marvel movies that keep cutting buses in half.
You know what? I think if Tron Ares was like a continuation of Tron Uprising, I think it would have worked, and I think people would have been happy.
That's true. Had Legacy been like the beginning of Uprising, like it was intended to be in the cartoon, that would have worked. It really would.
Either whether it be a sequel or a prequel, I think people would have liked it a lot more.
Or you know what? Well, here's the crazy thing, because everybody knows how that went, right? Because like Flynn's son, what's his face, was having a really hard time being the only user. Everyone was like, a user. Wow, a user. Whoa, a user. Whoa, he had to hide himself. So then you have like Uprising with like users aren't real. There's no such thing as a user, dude. And then he meets Tron. And Tron's like, no, bro, they're real. And one of them touched me. It was weird and fun at the same time. And, and that's... Tron, the logo flashes Tron.
Yeah.
But again, like they had a perfect opportunity. That's why Ares doesn't make sense to me, because it's like all of it's right there. You literally canceled it. Nobody's working on this. And you have the character designs, you have the scripts. Just give it to ChatGPT, you stupid assholes. You don't even have to try.
Well, never do that. But like to your point, it's bizarre because I think what really gets us going, like scratching our heads, is like you said, you had Tron Legacy, Uprising, it's there, you could have continued it, you had the plans. We didn't need to go back and be like, here's our big Jared Leto led movie. Like, you could have done another movie, but you didn't need to make it such a like celebrity driven one. You know what I mean? Like, that's what feels weird. That's where you're like, oh, like it feels like very much back in the 90s when they would just throw a celebrity into something because their name would get people to come see it.
Like this show was, I don't know. It was another one like, it was another one that just kind of Symbiotic Titan that just,
Symbiotic Titan, yeah.
It was another one that was like so beautifully poetic and well executed. It just flew over the head of most of the audience, and it couldn't grab for whatever reason. And it suffered from that because it told like such a hugely layered story. You had a Tron that was plagued by the belief in failure because Clue had control of the grid, and he was living with having an accidental successor that was inspired by him, and now getting into huge fucking trouble because he's going out and trying to do Tron shit, and he's not Tron, and it's not going well. So also like crazy action scenes in this, like it was up there with Samurai Jack action scenes. Like the level of drama they were plowing into this Disney XD show was off the hook.
Like
I will
Disney
never
XD had
understand
some
why.
underrated like action shows.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they were. Was it Disney that did the Acceleracers, or was that Cartoon Network?
I've never heard of that.
That was Hot Wheels, and they had like the Hot Wheels characters that were traveling through racetracks in different worlds.
Okay,
I think it was Cartoon Network.
I remember the show now. What is happening with my OBS? No, I remember that show now. I don't remember where it was, but I kind of remember. I think it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It must
I think
be
it was Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it must have been. Disney XD had Naruto Shippuden?
Yeah, they
What?
did.
What the Cartoon Network really fucked up?
I think Disney
That must have
XD
been in the
also
No
had
Toonami
Pokemon,
era.
too.
Wow.
I think
Well, that
they,
doesn't
they had
surprise me.
they had quite a bit of anime over there on Disney XD.
And the Dragon Ball Z Kai that was like, nobody bleeds here. They just
that
get
was
punched and
Nickelodeon.
die.
That was
the
Nickelodeon
weirder
was-
It was Nick that
yeah.
had that? Oh, I thought
That's why it was
Disney.
even weirder. Yeah.
Huh. But yeah, no, Tron Uprising was a incredibly unique thing, and it was far, far too ahead of its time. It ended up really just suffering the fact that just nobody was ready for such a serious take on what was left of Tron's story after Legacy. And I think it was really smart to like give Tron that like, hey, I fucked up. Clue was in control of everything, and now I don't know what to do. So
It was also remember it's like with Spectacular Spider-Man. This was a victim of the Disney buyout.
That's what I was thinking about too.
the
Was
Disney buyout.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, like during this era when like Disney Disney started like buying up Marvel and readjusting everything. They really were kind of like, screw all of the shows that we have now. Like let's redo everything. So like Spectacular got thrown to the side, Uprising got thrown to the side, all their anime licensing got thrown to the side. It was a bad move.
Spencer, I'm not finding it. Did I do the wrong thing with that opinion piece I was writing? Did I tag it wrong?
No, I know it's there.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just didn't see it pop up there. But
I don't know if it's been edited yet, but I know it's in there.
Sorry, I didn't know if I maybe did it wrong again. But anyway,
nah, you're all good. You're good.
Moving on from that part, we do have other good news if it's your thing. Lego Batman is going to be back again. We're going to be seeing more Lego Batman, more playable Lego Batman as well. So this is probably the smartest thing that they can do. WB Games can do. Batman is always a winner. Well, 9.5 times out of 10, Batman's a winner. And so you do end up with things that kind of rub people the wrong way, but Lego Batman is not. It's one of those front-facing, we understand that this is a man running around in the bat costume. He understands that, and he's having a great time with it. And so that's I think what really makes Lego Batman so charming is it kind of did the same thing that the Star Wars Lego games did, is it made it kind of jovial about the whole thing. Yes, there was trouble, but it was sort of a happy accident that all of this was going on. And while the Joker is a threat in the Lego Batman stories and previous games, it's not to the threat of like he's going to kill somebody. He's built a machine and it's bad, and Batman has to break that machine.
Pop everybody.
Right. And so this is probably the smart thing they can do. In fact, to be completely honest, if they sat back and were really smart about this, they'd recontextualize that Suicide Squad game and turn it into a Lego Worlds story about all them going through the collapsing Lego worlds and having to fix them. But they're not smart. They don't want to do that.
That would be way more fun than what we're getting here.
But we're getting another Lego Batman game, and I can't fault it. I think that this is the smartest thing they could do.
I'm gonna fault it because this sucks. Like I'm crazy, but I feel like I hate everything about what this game represents because they're going, okay, if any of you guys played the previous ones like Lego Batman Beyond Gotham or the Lego DC Supervillains, those games like dug really deep into the Batman lore, from the movies to the comic books to these shows, like things just to make you laugh. Like Cider said, like jovial, but it showed a real like love for everything that's Batman. And in the spirit of Lego, it gave you like an expansive like roster of characters to use. Admittedly, some of them were dumb and just like, okay, we're gonna throw that in there. Like Dr. Octopus henchman. Okay, whatever, fine, we can pick him. But it was still like, ooh, I can play as Superman, I can play as Flash, I can play as Darkseid. Like just that was sort of the appeal. With this one, they're only doing the movies, and there's only 7 playable characters, and the entire combat system is the exact same combat system as the Arkham games. Like right down to the like lightning bolt, like I'm gonna hit you, Batman, and you push a button and you like counter it, right? Like it's the exact same thing. So it's like to Cider's point, yeah, this is a smart idea for them because it's gonna make them money. I saw so many people being like, I love Lego Batman, I'm so excited. But to me, it feels like such a slap in the face. Like, okay, don't give me 200 characters that, with 30 of them being kind of just whatever. Sure, shorten it down, but 7? Like, and one of them is Commissioner Gordon?
What?
Yeah. Like,
this is like the third. Hold on, this is the third Lego Batman game, and there's only 7.
This is the fifth. This is the fifth technically, because there's Lego Batman 1, 2, 3, Lego DC Supervillains, which is like an asterisk because there's no Batman, but it's got everybody, and then there's this one.
Then yeah, this is unacceptable. Like, come on. I'd understand if this was like the first, or I'll reach with the second, but like, nah, come on. There should be like at least 20.
Right, like
before DLC.
Like check out how. So, I'm just gonna read this excerpt from the FAQ, like the official WB Games. You go to their support site, go to Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight. This is there, but this is how they sell their roster, right? Quote: Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight will feature 7 playable characters, including Batman, Jim Gordon, Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Talia al Ghul. Each character is equipped with unique skills, combos, and gadgets, like Batman's Batclaw, Robin's line launcher, Jim Gordon's foam sprayer, and Catwoman's whip. It's like, what? Jim Gordon's foam? Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, signature gadgets? I don't know.
Yeah, right.
What is this? Windows 95 Lego?
Huh? What was that?
This ain't no Lego City Windows 95. Like, come on.
Even that I feel is like probably a little more in depth here. And so
they had a Lego City Special Agents one that dealt with
that one was really fun.
Intercontinental missile.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had to stop Lego Island from being nuked.
Yeah, quite literally. It was imperiled.
But then like and then just think of this, right?
So
like
much fun.
What movie, like when I think of like Lego Batman, I go, okay, cool. You have literally almost 100 years of Batman media to pull from. When I look at this, I go, even though I like a lot of them, there's only like 7 Batman movies. Oof. That's it.
Oh,
like
no.
what do we got? We got Tim Burton 2, both of the campy ones by Joel Schumacher, or not both of them, but like the Val Kilmer, the George Clooney. Then we have the Dark Knight trilogy, and then we have Batman versus Superman, and then the Batman. So we've got 9 total Batman movies, which is like, okay, not bad. But you're
not even the 1960s Batman. Come on.
They haven't said anything, but that, and like, I wouldn't expect them to, Nerdigans. You know what I mean? Like, with how much they're cutting down here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, that feels like too much of a fan ask, right? Like, we would like that, so they're not going to do it.
Oh, well.
No Batman animated series, Batman. No, Arkham. Well, you can't do the Arkham games, Batman, because of the Rocksteady.
Well,
probably.
no, you could, because they're still all Warner Brothers games. That's still
true.
The owning company. It's just they've already copied the Arkham combat, so you wouldn't really. I feel like touching upon the story would give it away to the normies. You know what I mean? Like if you just started doing right now, you could probably trick them like, oh yeah, Arkham style combat, new story, blah blah blah. But if you didn't if you were playing Lego Batman and that scene started where you're walking next to the Joker in Batman Arkham Asylum at the very beginning, like to put him in Arkham, everybody would go, wait a minute, I've done this before. This is dumb. Rightfully so. I will say one cool thing I did see, again, to like what Cider's saying, the writing still seems like it's there. Like it's still going to be like fun Batman-y stuff. But I did see they recreated the Batman, the scene where like the Penguin's trying to get away from Batman and his car flips and he walks out from the flames. But it was Danny DeVito's Penguin. And I'm like, oh, that would be like, I'd be up for seeing like a switch of versions.
I hope
you know
it's
how
voiced by him. That'd be great.
He does he's on Always Sunny. I'm sure he does Jersey Mike's and Always Sunny. I'm sure he could do a voice.
Speaking of no, it's nothing related. Anyway, this is a moment of zen, and I just this is from that Godzilla and Friends cartoon. And
That's so
so
cute.
Yeah, what is this
Biollante.
cartoon? I just saw people talking about. What is this?
So
Where's
this is
come from?
Godzilla and Friends. This is
No,
just
I know, but like,
so this is Japan saying like we've got all this giant monster stuff is from the 70s and it's practically useless because kids of today just don't engage with stuff that looks old. And so here we go. We're instead of AI upgrading everything, we're just going to recontextualize it all to having friends on an island that go on strange localized adventures.
It's like hold on. The best way to describe it from what I'm seeing, it's like Hello Kitty but with Godzilla.
Yeah. Yep.
no, I'm about it. I was just wondering like what was its origin point? I'm not against it. I'm super excited to see it. I was just
I think it came out about 5 years ago. It's on its 5th season now, I think.
What the?
Fourth
Why
season?
is everybody just talking about it today? Okay, whatever.
It's like
I think it's
typical
all on
Japanese
YouTube.
things. It doesn't
I feel like-
doesn't leak over.
I've seen
you're
some of
right
this,
side
and
here.
it's very. I think
Yeah.
it's like very Hello
No.
Kitty meets like I feel like Happy Tree Friends with
Nerdigans-
Godzilla.
It's not that violent, but Nerdigans, you
I know, I
showed
was
this
taking
to me
it like,
last
woo!
year.
Yeah, I know. I did show it to you
So,
last year.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's watch the scene. So this is Biolante's cafe, by the way. That's the cute little dinosaur monster. Is Biolante.
What's
by the way.
Biolante? Oh
That's
man.
Biolante.
ここカラオケ歌えるんですか
いや
いや、返事やんだっけってことあるじゃあカラオケやってみますかあ、ゴジラのテーマだ
Okay. Do you remember all the lyrics in the Godzilla theme song? All the karaoke lyrics in the Godzilla theme song?
God.
Well, you're about to hear them, baby.
ゴジラといえばバックデデデンデデデンデデデデン歌詞ない曲何聞かされてんの
That's added over. Heck yeah. Like that's
Okay, enough.
なんで
Yeah.
止めるんだよ歌詞がないからだ
There's
よ
just no lyrics.
すみませんって
So,
ここカラオケ歌えるんですか
so there you go. That's what goes on in this show. They just go on
It's
medial
just so
little
cute.
adventures as a
We
group of
got the
friends,
little Mothra girls. Like that's insane. I
Yep.
love this.
and they are snarky. They are so judgmental and snarky. They do that meme where they
That
look
a
at each
Japanese
other and
woman?
then they look at you. You know, they do that. They do that like judgmental look at each other and then look at you. You sure you want to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love it. The show,
It's so
like we were talking
stupid.
about, like your the Lego Batman games,
Yeah.
takes what people really do like about Godzilla and just melts it down to like what would a group of very dumb but well-meaning friends get up to in the pursuit of simply trying to live their lives as the Godzilla monsters? And ta-da!
And boom. Fun.
There was a picnic before. It's usually Mechagodzilla is the one that usually has a problem with everything. Everybody else is usually pretty cool with it, and he's the one that's like, "Wait, why?"
Sounds like
So-
him.
Yeah. So
The Godzilla design's like tripping me out. He's got like a little afro and like
Yeah.
a dog face.
when Nerdigans first showed this to me, I was like, "Muzzy?" From those commercials where they were. Did you know like, Muzzy?
Whoa! Whoa! I just got one-shotted. Holy shit! Whoa!
Do you need a high C juice box?
Dude, I gotta finish this Capri Sun and I'm gonna go melt into liquid real quick and go take a lap around the block. Good
Yeah.
lord. Whoa.
He totally. I remember that conversation. Yeah, he totally does look like Muzzy. He's about to teach the kids Japanese.
He's always the one. Yep. He's always the one. Yep. No, and that's all I have.
What's better? Is it songs like this where there's none, so you have to like do the like automatopoeia for it, like da 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 da, or like my favorite, which is just Rida, Rida.
Yeah, it's
say
just
the word like one like over and over again.
the singer is the melody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like I know there are lyrics in that song, but it's basically just like I am a writer. Now I'm a writer. And it's like, okay, Rider. Like it's great. I love that song.
It's like Kamen Rider Black. You don't remember anything other than Kamen Rider Black. Because somebody had like finished a Pepsi and said that in the microphone. You're like, no, that's perfect.
Well, knowing how like things used to be recorded, there's a good chance that like they accidentally recorded over like a previous Toei produced Pepsi commercial, and they're like, "Shit, we can't get that audio off of that one bit."
Yeah, and they played it for the Toei guys. And they're like, "Whoa, this is amazing!
This is what we wanted.
This is perfect for children." But who knows? You know, it's the key to a lot of these theme songs for the Japanese children's genre is just chanting. is repetitive chanting, and it's not terrible because it sells the name of the thing. So the kids definitely know the name of the thing because it was said 14 times in 90 seconds.
Isn't it like there's some anime I remember that it's just like go go, and then it's like the name of the mecha, and that's all it is, like over and over. And I'm like, well, I was gonna say it did a good job, but I clearly forgot the name, so maybe not that good of a job. Let's just say I'm stupid.
It's like there's like the Gigantor theme. It's just like
Oh,
bigger than big,
Gigantor.
bigger than big,
Gigantor
tougher than
theme.
tough,
Oh my God.
Gigantor.
No, that's such
And then
a
they play bongo
throwback.
drums because nothing says giant robots like bongo drums.
Dude.
And now the bongo solo.
Oh my God, like
Yeah, no, like we were talking about, that you can't take all these parts out of the genre, all right, Cider? You can't take out the suits, you can't take out the robot, and you cannot take out the bongo solos.
Dude, that's such a throwback because I used to have to get up like really early for marching band because I had it at like 7 a.m. And on Cartoon Network, they would have Gigantor on at like 5:30 in the morning. So I would be up early and watching Gigantor as I get ready for marching band.
Yes.
I'll never forget that. So yeah, it would be Astro Boy at like 5 a.m. and then Gigantor at like 5:30.
You band kids are crazy. They all of my teachers kept saying like, "You're good at music, get in band," and I'm like, I'm not waking up any earlier than I have to be at school for.
I wasn't in band. I just woke up that early because I was like, I need to be ready for school to be a model student because George Bush needs me to be a great student.
But why?
Because I was
to be a good one
neocon.
because you would have not been left behind. That was
Yeah,
to me, that was
exactly.
like, oh, I don't got to do anything anymore.
I will not be the student left behind.
Well, I had to go get my like daily Starbucks too.
What?
What?
I used to be a huge Starbucks addict in high school.
In high school?
Yeah. I was a major buckhead.
California girls,
Damn.
dude.
I needed my caffeine.
Like around here, they're like, I stopped at Dunkin's after I skinned the deer I ran over on my way to school.
Well, it didn't help. Like, remember what? I don't know if you remember this or not. Like back in the day, Safeway had like the Starbucks rewards that if you got like 7 coffees, you got your 8th free.
I don't drink coffee, so I have no idea about.
My
Starbucks
mom was
or
a
anything.
huge enabler of my buckhead addiction. So we'd go to Safeway like every morning and get like a Starbucks.
Did you? She's got her own like in lingo to refer to her. What is that? A buckhead? What the fuck?
That's what everyone's called it. Like in the Bay Area, it was a buckhead.
Why?
I believe.
I get that
I
for
believe you.
Buc-ee's.
I believe you, but I'm like, yeah. Wait.
Oh,
wait a
Starbucks.
minute, Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay, I got it now. It's the
Okay,
Bucks
but
at the end.
Yeah, Bucks.
But the
Buckhead.
logo isn't even a deer. Like I'm even being thrown off by that, and I'm from California.
It's women. It's women, Spencer. It's women.
Ah, there we go. Case closed.
I had to learn this. See, my mother ran a taxi service, and I was like the first mate or
The
whatever.
dispatch.
Yeah, well, I did the driving and all of it, and so it was the whole
Ah.
thing. And I grew up in the company, so blah blah blah. I
That's
knew all the
awesome.
tricks she did. So the situation is that every time she would try to describe directions to the male drivers, she would be like, and so there's this in the yard, there's this particular lawn decoration in the yard, there's this particular car in the yard, and I'm like, no. He needs to know what the name of the fucking street is, not what the color of the house in the corner of the street is. It doesn't help him at all at 3 o'clock in the morning what fucking color the lawn gnomes are. He doesn't know.
Your mom was operating the taxi service as like as a 15. Like that's how I used to like when I got my license at 15. I started going like, oh, I know how to get everywhere. You go there, left at the house, right at the park. You eventually have to get over that because after like 4 steps, it's gone. If you're not immediately from
What
there,
fucking park are
you'll-
you talking about?
Yeah, like what do you mean the red car? Do you mean like red? There's burgundy, there's red, there's an orange one.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Right. That would be the day that every car on the street is red.
But you know what? I'm gonna say this. Something I learned, and this is what happened when I went to summer camp in Oregon, is that I learned that the Bay Area just has its own lingo. So
What a
like,
surprise. Californians are aliens. Huh.
No, specifically
Like,
Bay Area Californians are
Yeah,
aliens.
there's this one phrase that like I never understood that was don't prosecute thefts under $1,000. That was a really weird one to me.
Yeah.
Well, and that was most of even in Southern California. But no, like, even my friends that I met up with from Southern California, like, my friends from the Bay Area, and I would like say like hella or something like that. And my Southern Californian friends are like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? They don't like seriously. It's just a Bay Area thing. It is us Bay Area.
I believe it. I believe it. Nobody's denying it. We're just saying keep it over there in the Bay.
Yeah, I know. Like
build a wall around it, like a Chernobyl dome. That would be great.
People like some people don't understand
like Simpsons
that
movie.
like that it's just some things are just a Bay Area thing. Like not even the Southern Californians understand. Not even Northern California.
We understand. No, we understand it. We just don't want anything to do with it. There's a difference. I know.
Yeah.
I understand you have your own lingo, and you guys. I know NorCal culture. I know SF
No,
culture.
not even the rest of NorCal understands Bay Area lingo. They're just like,
Well,
they even don't understand it.
I get it. I just don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm just saying like the rest of the U.S. don't understand it either.
So
We
yeah,
are a weird breed.
coming up on 4 hours on the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well,
Yeah.
and
We didn't even get to
Whenever
talk
we
about
are.
like Florida's book ban getting struck down.
You just did. That's all. That's
There
really
you
all there
there
is
you
to
go.
it.
Miss Nerdigans, when the show's over, where do we find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel, Nerdigans Inc., where we cover anime and manga every day. And my final false copyright strike is finally gone.
Huzzah!
So I defeated it again. You can also find me on Patreon, patreon.com/nerdigans, where we're doing our anime coverage. We're covering Witch Watch, Gachi Okuda, Togenanki, and the second seasons of A Couple of Cuckoos, My Dress Up Darling, and Dan to Dan. I know it's a lot. You can find me on Packer Girl right here, where I've been posting a lot of the, and I'm going to send a couple of them to you, Spencer, a little bit later. Some of the botched localizations from quite a few dubs, and oh my God, like, you thought like some of Katrina's localizations are bad. Holy crap. Some of these dubs are just like next level. Like there's like a Yas Queen.
Oh
like,
wow.
Gross.
Yes.
Dude,
What year is
down,
it?
Dude, it's really, really bad. Simp is in, this is a Couple of Cuckoos. Simp is in there. It is just next level bad. Oh my God, it is really, really bad. I'll send it to you later. But speaking of for Bounding, I'm waiting for this freaking panel with the Weekly Shonen Jump Editor-in-Chief to finally get uploaded to the Japan's Society of Japan New York's YouTube channel. I don't know why they haven't uploaded it yet. It's frustrating. And for Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, I'm almost done with it. I just got to figure out if I'm going to include the inspiration for the Ghost in the Shell inspiration that the director mentioned.
Like
in
mentioned,
it or not. Yeah, I'm thinking I might, but like I got basically the rest of it done. But also because now my channel is free from copyright strike jail, I'm finally gonna get back to doing my live stream, which I will be doing on Thursday night. I might start it a little bit earlier. I might go for like let's see, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for that one.
All right.
Nice.
And Spencer, when the show's over, where do we find you?
You can just go to boundingintocomics.com every day for new news. Definitely subscribe to the Nerdigans. Definitely subscribe here so you can hang out with all the good shit that Cider is doing every day. And that's all I got.
All right. And so I'll close you guys out with that dramatic opening to today's video. So here you go. Enjoy it. It's all cinematic and fun and whatever.
The title said part 1. That means there's at least a part 2.
We can't allow that to happen.
Call the accountant.
Helicopter. Helicopter.
16 hours earlier.
That's why I spent
$522 million.
on this burnt and twisted lump of
90s nostalgia.
because it reminds me of what really matters. This is the true heart of
Power Rangers.
boy. This is my religion. You don't know how how many times I've seen that same cow-eyed, sad-as-in-so look of disbelief. Every
SPD fan.
looks exactly as you do now. I won't bother proving it to you. Are you ready to make more money in 1 year than
Jason David Frank.
I made in his whole life? Are you ready to become a real
Power Ranger reviewer.
Then sign that contract?
Dude, it was just a 10-minute video. Right now, probably. Maybe. Damn. I didn't think they'd be able to find me all the way up here at the Arctic base.